Okay, hopefully this thing is going to ease out and quit trying to go over what it's supposed to. Alright, so hopefully this stream is back up and running. Did some quick video settings switches, and hopefully it'll smooth things out and we don't get any drop frames, and that way the audio's not getting messed up. Last we left off, our group was venturing into caverns to explore and map out how deep it goes. They were given sufficient time to go as far as they could travel and make their way back with any resources or proof of findings that they could salvage on their exploration. They fought many displacer beasts and kobolds as they discovered a manticore nearby. Before venturing that way, they explore further parts of the cavern. In doing so, and displacing a few more displacer beasts, they find treasure and loot worthy of a dive into the exploration. Taking time to rest a bit, to identify their findings, the group started to set off to meet the manticore. There, they found themselves now barred from the previous room with a minotaur and a few blink dogs bouncing around to give the remaining group challenge. With all the current threats taken care of, they are now faced with a stone-closed door, leading to the suspected room where the manticore's lair might be. And with that, I will switch us over to the appropriate map. We got a few players who are late, and we have a few players who are MIA today. Alright, so everybody on the right map?
Yep.
Right,
Yep.
last we left off, you guys were left in this room. And, yeah, you guys had a little rough fight with the Minotaur and a few blink dogs. However, you guys quickly dispatched it, and it was more of a filler episode more than anything to kind of get us all set up for the suspected fight that we're about to get into. As everybody kind of comes to, the whole fight with the Minotaur is over, the blink dogs went missing. What would the group like to do at this time? Here, Barb, I'm gonna move you up here with the group. And if Alamar gets here. Fernberg, are you staying in line for?
Pardon?
Are you staying in line for?
Yeah, I'm going to stay in line for him, so someone else is going to sort of have to lead this party. I guess I'm going to walk over towards Bridget and pop her on my back,
Okay.
just so she's with me and I can control her.
I'm going to say, for the sake of this, Marcus and Alamar are just going to hide out in this hallway and just kind of relax. Everybody's kind of heavy-winded after that brief little fight. What would you guys like to do?
I would highly suggest taking a rest.
At least some kind, yeah. Problem is
Yeah, I need to take a short rest.
Some of you have already taken a short rest, but some of you have not, like Bar, I believe. You know what, since for the sake of
had the ever crap smacked out of us by a goddamn Minotaur.
I will allow a short rest for everybody, because it's fair, I believe, considering what you guys went through last week. So go ahead and use hit dice to heal your main, while I continue to search this map for something that I think I placed somewhere. Maybe I took it off, because I might have something for us before we get to the Manticore.
Hey, Q, how many spell slots does a cleric get back after a short rest?
They don't get
None?
Yeah, they don't get they get nothing. It's long rest or bust.
God damn.
Only wizards and land druids get back stuff.
Arc or warlocks. Wait.
I mean, well, they're all about short rest, so I didn't think I needed to bring them up.
I think warlocks get one of the. I don't remember now. Forget it. I don't know, but a lot of people don't get their stuff back. They need a full rest, and I think it's still too early in the day to get a long rest. While everybody is just kind of settling in on this short rest, however, let's go ahead and. Is everybody done rolling their hit dice?
Yes.
I will say let's get a round of perception check with everybody who's available.
Why is that rolling advantage? Oh, because the attacking elementors.
Okay, I thought this thing was.
And you rolled twice.
Oh, unfair. Oh, I guess I shouldn't do that.
It's
I'll
always,
just use attack.
it's always good to roll with advantage anyway, I think. That way you take
Well, no, it was toggled to advantage, so it was graying out the lower.
Alright, so let me check one thing on this guy here. Oh, by the way, you guys can go have a conversation with each other if you like.
Tazir's just like staring. Like he's keeping an eye out, but occasionally he kind of looks down and stares at the sword hilt in his hand before like just wistfully looking back up and keeping aware of his surroundings again.
Alright, is there any light sources?
Yeah, one of us has a torch.
Yeah.
I'm
Tell
pretty
me,
sure it
tell
was
me,
mine.
There's some torches in that room too.
Yeah, tell me. Well, they kind of went out after the Minotaur died. But now tell me the situation which you're gathering. Like, tell me how you're keeping it bright, or how you're lighting it up, how you're hiding. Just kind of give me an idea what your situation is as you're going into a short rest.
From memory, Marcus had a torch, which we were using the entire time.
All right, so he'll have a torch. You had a what?
I had a hooded lantern.
All right, so you got your hooded lantern now, just kind of beaming everything in front of you. So we got a couple of light sources. You guys are just kind of chilling out in this dank area of a cave. You hear for everybody who rolled, well, I guess Tazir is the only one that heard it, and Fernberg, yeah. You hear a slight thump, like something pressing its back against a wall nearby somewhere, like over in this direction.
I gotta give a wary glance to everyone.
Can I smell anything in my line form? Like, am I picking up on any new scents?
Let me check something. Keen smell. Let you roll perception with advantage. So go ahead and make that roll. With the advantage, you smell like a... Well, you smell all the dead Minotaur, of course, and all the obvious dead corpses you left up north and south. And you smell like a singular kobold, or creature that smelled similar to the other kobolds.
I'm going to... It was this way, right?
Yeah.
So not up towards the door that we know is like here, I think? Maybe here? I'm going to kind of nudge back at Gideon with my nose, sort of tap him and start walking forward so everyone's sort of on the same page that we're going forward. And head this way.
Alright, so Gideon and you are kind of walking in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
You're
I
shuffling
can't really
as
place myself over your token.
Here, let's move
Oh,
your
apologies.
actual token down here.
Oh, look at that displacer piece.
Yeah, how about that?
I'm gonna pop my big blind head in and stride in.
Alright, as you stride in, ha-da! This little kobold jumps out with a scythe in his hand, and he's looking at you like, "Are you a threat? Are you evil?" And he's like viciously looking at all of you guys as you kind of enter in, and he's like, "Uh-oh," and he kind of backs up against this wall. Oh, not that way. Boop. Uh-oh. Ah. Oh shit. And this...
I wanna swipe the sword out of his hand.
He kind of parries it off with his right hand and brings it back up, ducking underneath your paw. However, he's not threatening. He's just holding it out in front of him, checking to see if you're going to threaten him.
Okay.
You be good?
Who be you? Why you in these caverns?
Me, Gideon.
Gideon, me Fizzer. Pats his chest.
Can we get a spelling on that real quick?
Yes. If you want to, like, looking at him, he's this black kobold. Can't tell if it's natural or just the way he painted himself up. And he's got this scythe in his hand. And the scythe has like this black onyx type blade coming off the top into a hefty dark wood of sort. And he's just holding it with superiority, as there's like a soft glow, like a dark whispering glow that's coming around the edges.
I'm gonna poof out of line form, so I'll check my line form.
And we'll go ahead and tag your other character in. There you go.
And there's like a sort of like the smoke and
No.
everything like.
Strange creature turned into dwarf. You're different than those other dwarfs. You look like you have color to you.
Color.
You're not actually a lion. You're really dwarf.
I see. I think. Never seen dwarfs be changed from something like a manticore-ish beast. Almost thought he was manticore.
Nah, he just big kitty.
Why are you here, little creature?
The question is, why are you here? Why are you in these caverns? But you know it's not safe.
We're planning to rid this cavern of the Manticore.
Are you now? And he's kind of pulling the scythe up close to his face, and he's kind of whispering towards it. Manticore caused family many problems. Many of my family got captured by him, and I have come to set him free with the new god that I have worshipped. I might
Which
help
one
you.
is that?
Meet me, a disciple of Nefarious. Nefarious and I will go far. He will help me free my people.
Jesus Christ, we have a kobold Moses.
However,
So this is like a deformed, tiny ass kobold, right?
he's not deformed. He's just like black scaled. However, you can't really tell if he didn't paint himself up a little bit. Or,
Listen, little creature. Honestly, what are you going to do for us?
who says I'm with you? I came to free my family. And he's kind of looking around at each and every one of you. However, maybe this is fortuitous. Yes, that's the word, right? And he kind of stares at the scythe and then stares back at you guys.
I turn
What
back to Bridget.
fortuitous.
Strange words. I keep learning. However, damn, Fizzer, your voice is more crackling than I thought it would be. He's like, he continues on. He's like, well, he kind of explains to you guys that his family was captured by the Manticore, and he has come up here to kind of free them, and he's been scouting around in these caverns. Come to scout around these caverns, and I've been looking for my family. However, it seems someone's already attacked them as I checked down towards the south. I believe it's the work of the Manticore.
I look towards like bar, like
Your family have door?
Family has many ways to try to get away, yes. However, even down in the bottom of the crypts of our realm, the Manticore can easily get to them.
There's also been a bit of an abundance of displacer beasts here too.
Oh yes, them Drogar love their displacer beasts. Nasi Li Shasto. He's just grunting disapproval and everything else. So, you guys plan to kill Manticore?
Yes. Where is that?
I've been tracking. Places his sight down by his foot, just kind of... He's kind of being prompt about it, kind of being like, obviously showing it off. Hey, somewhere nearby, I could sense it. But then I sensed your lion form, I think it was. Kind of threw me off. Like I said, you look like Manticore.
You know, have weird tail though.
That is very true. That's why I did not attack you right away for pawing at my sight. If you seek to kill Manticore, perhaps my blade shall be yours for this fight. Yes.
We could always use extra help
Very well.
if we can trust you in the in combat.
How do you expect me to trust you even? We'll just call it mutual, right?
Do you have any other option but to trust us right now?
Well, the same goes for you. Unless you don't want me to come with. And then I could just wait till it's over.
Wait. Are you saying you could lead us to the Manticore?
He's nearby somewhere. That's all I could tell you. I'm sure you figured it out already too, right?
Does
You're insulting
Manticore
me.
have a name?
Manticore, Smanticore. I don't give it name. Some people call it Mother, but I don't know why. It's not our mother. It's a mother of a beast, that's what that thing is.
Right. Well, make yourself useful and lead us to the Manticore.
Ta!
Like sort of like step back.
Alright, fine. I will lead. And he starts skittering away. And then he stops halfway down this hallway and he's looking around. Question. What happened to the corpses that were stacked here, by the way?
The
The
cobalt
displacer
ones?
beast corpses?
No, the kobolds that were in that.
Oh, they just left there.
So you see him skitter down to the south. And he goes to where the corpses are and he looks over their bodies. Ah, you poor brethren. Look at all these scab wounds that they have. Looks like it protruded from their feet. What evil magic could have done this? That Manticore, I swear! And he skitters back up north as if he's on a mission now.
Fernberg,
What?
why did he run down there when he already knew about it, that just to run back up? I don't think we can really trust him to lead us to the right place.
I'm a little cautious as well.
And he's up here
Perhaps.
looking at the Minotaur corpse and everything, and he's just kind of scouting it over. I'm sorry, go ahead, continue your conversation.
If anything happens with him, you can attack him from a distance, right?
Yeah, as long as he's within like around 120 feet or so.
Alright. If it goes one way, you can take him out, I guess.
And as Gideon
Thanks.
and Bar from a distance are kind of following up. Gideon, you can hear him speaking to you. Whoever fought this Minotaur must have set off his guardian. So, he must be nearby here somewhere.
Going to pull out my bow and get it ready.
Alright. By the way, you had plenty of time to attune to it while you were under my control. And you
Okay.
also took a short rest, so that would have gave you your attunement as well. This part here is blacked out for you guys, right?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
absolutely nothing there.
So yeah, you see him.
There's an obvious black rectangle.
Yeah,
shape.
yeah. So it's sticking out. That's basically a stone that's been kind of pushed over this entranceway. They're trying to block this entrance for some reason. This has to be the way in.
Gideon, push.
Alright, so you're going to try to push it. Go ahead and make a athletics check.
Going to ready an arrow just to be safe when they open the door.
Athletics.
Guess in that case, I'll ready a chill touch as well.
You start to push on it, and you're having a hard time getting a good grip on it. You push for a second, it kind of goes part way up, leaving like a little inch of an opening, and then suddenly it bounces back and falls back into place. Not so tough. Or that is tough. One or the other. I don't doubt your strength, friend.
I'm gonna step to the side of Gideon and help him push it.
Alright, so with help this time, DC, go ahead, make another athletics with advantage.
Jeez.
Part way up, you can get about 1.5 feet, and then it just falls back on the two of you and back into place. Huh, this boulder's being a pain in the ass, isn't it?
Rock heavy.
Looking at the kobold, does he have any other weaponry than just the scythe?
No, however, his body looks like it kind of gleams a bit as if he's got some decent armor on as well. Either his scales are really armory looking, or he's got some kind of breastplate that kind of bleeds into the color of his skin. He comes over towards the rock and just kind of taps it with his scythe. It's like, don't know how we get through this. They tough.
That Minotaur had a big old axe, right?
Probably. Kind of deleted him, not thinking he would be a factor. Let me check him out real quick.
A basic plan here is to try to, use the axe as a, stopper. Like if it starts coming back down, wedge it in underneath and see if that can't.
Alright, so using it like a leverage as well. So yeah.
I mean, you can't get better than an advantage, so to speak. But...
Alright, well, with the improvisation into the plan, I'll go ahead and let you roll another athletics, and I'll consider how much you're going to try to keep it levered up as well in case it fails. So go ahead and do another advantage roll.
No rock will stop the happening.
So says you. Okay, but still, you get it up part
That's
way.
a 22 with the advantage.
I understand.
I'm still helping him.
Yeah, and he's still helping you. And this time you have the axe to kind of help wedge. So you get it up halfway, and then you're like, not falling for this shit again. Slam that blade underneath the rock, and then use the leverage between the two of you to kind of push over. And this rock goes... And with that, I will remove the dynamic lighting.
I also did that purely for the mental image of Gideon trying to drag around this, large great axe.
Yeah. Took this giant great axe and just wedged it up in there with the help of Fernberg, and you both pushing it upward. You flip the rock over. It's now open to the side. You can now see in there. Make a perception check as you make all this noise. Fernberg and Gideon, since you're up front. Alright. You can definitely hear faint breathing. There's definitely something waiting for you on the other side. I'm not sure. You can probably see one of them.
I'm going to get visitor's attention.
What's up?
Gonna motion him to get closer, and I'm going to give him the regular short bow I have, and 8 arrows.
What do I do with this?
Can you use a bow?
Probably, but I'd rather use this. Fine, I could do that. that's fine. Let me add a short bow to him. Boop. And he's got 8 arrows. Oh yeah, he had a crossbow on him. I didn't see that. Oh, he kind of pulls out of one of his sides. He lifts up and shows you a light crossbow. I mean, I don't need it, but I'll take it if you want.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you had the crossbow.
Neither did I. My bad. But, let me pop that out here so it's not in the way. But, he's like, well, what's the plan?
Get in, smash.
Alright, so you have his
Oops,
open
sorry, I was
room.
muted.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
I'm gonna put my hand really firmly on Gideon's shoulder. If we let you lead on, I'm going to remain calm, correct?
Oh, we're finally getting back to the Badger now?
Well, if you
Just
want.
going to look very angrily at Gideon. Like, you better follow the advice.
What's going on, guys? Are we going in or not?
My eyes flicker to the cobalt thing, as if like, shut your mouth. Now look back at Gideon.
Points his sight at you. He's not intimidated that easily. Whatever.
You've done well so far, Gideon.
Hey, shortstop.
I'm gonna put this faith in you.
You, who gave me the bow? Come here. Something burning smells. You might want to be careful.
Can I see if I can tell what's burning? Just by the smell of it?
Well, you could tell there's a soft scent of flame in the air that doesn't seem like it's like from a torch.
Going to relay that to Gideon and the rest of the party.
Okay. I'm
Not
gonna
cooking Badger.
Mm.
I'm gonna take a quick peek from like sort of like around this area. See if I can spot anything just from about here.
What do you see? Let me rejoin as a player real quick so I can see what your screen looks like.
Assuming this door was only 5 feet, though, yeah?
You can definitely tell there's readied soldiers in there. You can hear soft panting as anticipation for something.
Okay. Gideon. You take the door. The moment Bar fires a shot in, they're on you. You block them from getting in. Tazir, you also
Yes?
with Bar. We've got 2 at range. If we can keep them in there without getting into this open area, we should be able to pick them off. Or at least take 1 or 2 out before we move in. Best case scenario.
Oh, okay.
I will back Gideon up from blocking them in. So I'm gonna take a step here, so I'm out of the range.
Alright.
And gesture for like Bar and Tazir to move around in this area, so they've got shots in at this dude, which is the only one we can see.
Alright.
No, there is another one we can see.
I'm going to hit Visitor's shoulder and motion him back with me and tell him aim for the target site, shoot at.
Sure, whatever you say. Pulls out crossbow and it's like, let me at him.
Okay, so Fernberg lifts up his like real meaty, fat hand. He's got 3 fingers extended out. 1 goes down. The second. And then the last. And then like, whoa, fire.
Alright, so at this point here, who's all taking shots at that one? Because what I might go ahead and do is just have everybody roll initiative. However, I will give you the surprise round. Let me check the tracker real quick. Alright, everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
The dice are not in my favor.
Yeah, let's see here. Alright. With that, Tazir, you're first.
So,
Can't believe it.
not gonna do the.
Well, no, I'm going to go ahead and let you
Initiative.
guys do your round first, but...
So do you want me to roll a new one to use?
Oh, wait, what's wrong?
They already
Whoever-
rolled once.
Whatever one saved is the one that it's claiming. Was it a different score, or did you not click your token?
No,
No,
they
they-
rolled to
they-
attack once already.
Look above the initiatives.
Oh, okay, sorry. I was getting everybody's initiative, so I didn't take into account that you guys already fired. Sorry. So... Barb misses. And Taz...
Would those two be unseen attackers? Or
Not really. If you can see him, he can definitely see you. He's just waiting to see if you're going to come in. Nobody claimed they were hiding. So I'll go ahead and have our friend here shoot his light crossbow.
So I did have a question you didn't get to. This
go ahead.
door is just 5 feet wide.
Yeah.
Because the way that block extended, I wasn't sure.
Alright, he fires off a crossbow bolt. Everything that you shot through the door misses, and that Drogar back there is like... with that, though, is there anybody else taking a shot before we go into the actual initiative? Alright, with that, it's back to Tazir's round as we go into full combat.
Alright.
So Tazir, you fired off your chill touch, however it missed. However, they don't seem to be approaching you, and you were the first one to go.
Alright. So Tazir's just gonna go into look over to Schoenberg and just be like, what do I do now?
I'm gonna pull my hand like towards me, saying like move towards me. They can't shoot at us. But
And
and they don't know that Gideon and I are like stationed right next to the door for like sneak attacks. So get out
when he
of the
makes
way.
that motion, I'll cast another chill touch at the same dude,
Alright, go ahead and make
just
that
reaching
attack.
down and touching my shadow.
Alright, so the shadowy chill touch goes through the doorway, however, it falls short and the dwarf just kind of shrugs it away as he steps about a foot away from it and is like, weird magic coming through that door. Nah. If you can speak dwarf.
Then I'm gonna run behind Schoenberg.
Alright, with
And
that,
that'll be my turn.
and that's the end of your turn. You hear some rumbling as a sharp roar erupts from inside this cavernous cave area. But you don't see anything apparent. So apparently there must have been some movement. Alright, moving on. Bridget's turn. What will Bridget do? As we have Bridget on Garnberg.
She has no spell slots, and I don't know how to use her spells properly, so I'm not going to tell the dead. I'm just going to get her to stand next to Tazir, sort of forming like a shield around him in case they come in, and I'm going to end her turn.
Alright, so... Alright, now it is the Dolgar's turn. You speak to, actually they speak under common too, right? So anybody who speaks under common can make it out. If nobody can speak it...
That's me. I can.
You can hear it? Alright, so you can hear them having orders. Alright, everybody fall back for a minute. Let's let them come to us. We're not going to give them the chance to take this over.
I'll whisper to everyone what they just said.
Interesting.
Protect the mother.
Somehow,
And
leadership is developed with them.
and you can hear the clanking of metal, perhaps javelins being prepared, as the entranceway here seems to be a focus. Fizzer's turn. Heh! These guys aren't so smart. We could take them, guys. Let's go. Jesus, Fizzer. Alright, I need to start working on different voices. Haha! Who do I see? Would Fizzer be able to see anything there?
He can see.
Yeah, you can see one of them.
Alright, so
Yeah, but I don't know if he can hit that guy.
I would say if he was right here, he could probably make that shot. So, following Bar's kind of suggestion towards him, just to kind of keep things at range, he'll shoot in there. 14 misses, unfortunately. Damn this thing! Gideon. What would you like to do, young barbarian?
You muted Zamachi?
Yeah, it's Samachi. What do you
Hear
want?
me now.
There you go, buddy.
Fernberg's relying on me to not rush in. However, I'm also itching for a fight to avenge my furry friend that they filled full of javelins and arrows and shit.
Mm-hmm. So, what would Gideon like to do at the start of his turn?
I'm gonna look at Fernberg now.
When you said heard the sounds of javelins, you mean like metal clanking together, right?
Yeah, metal clanking.
I'm gonna lean down near Gideon and say, pick up a rock and just chuck it up in the air in front of the entrance. Like real quiet whisper. I just want to see if any of them are prepped for the first thing to go through the door.
Is there a rock to grab? Like,
Make an investigation check, because this cavern, even though there are a lot of open-ended rock spots, this here seems pretty clean. You search for a moment, you don't see any rocks obvious for you to pick up and throw. Other than that big boulder you pushed over.
Then you can do whatever you want, Samachi.
alright then, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
There's
gonna...
no rocks. I'm just gonna get the nod.
Alright, so...
1, 2. This is probably gonna hurt.
Alright, as you walk into the room, you step on a
There's a
pressure plate.
rage.
You step on a pressure plate right here. I need you to make a dex saving throw.
Dex.
Yep.
Get no advantage
So,
from
as
the
you
rage,
go
which is
running
unfortunate.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Do you have
Do you have
advantage?
dangers? Do you have danger sense and rage?
Yeah, I do have advantage.
So go ahead and roll with advantage. So 21. You managed to notice it last minute, but however, flames do spill up and shoot up at you. As the pressure plate goes down, fire spews out of these holes underneath. So you'll only take half damage. I was about to type toll. So 7 points of damage to you as you enter into this room. Readied actions. As soon as the flames sparked up, they quickly knew where to set their javelins. And with that, there will be 3-4 javelin tosses towards you as you enter. Oh wait, that's melee. Sorry, but it's probably the same. Let me see if the rolls are the same. +4, +4. Yeah, okay, so they'd be the same. Alright, so we'll take the top 4 here. 13, 19,
Nothing.
16, and 11. What's your AC right now?
21.
Dear Lord. So yeah, these javelins go flying through the air. Ching, 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 ching. Jabbing into the wall next to the flame. And as you step off it, the pressure plate bounces back up. The fire stops. And then you make your way in. Alright, now you may proceed with your turn, sir.
Alright, I'm just going to swing at the guy in front of me.
I'm going to go ahead and make that attack. As you bring down the hammer, however, he manages to bring up his hammer in retaliation and make it bounce off the bar that's holding it together. He kind of pushes you back and looks at you as you kind of come and face him. Brave warrior. Anything else for your turn there?
No, I still got 1 square movement, but I'm not too worried about getting deeper in right now.
Alright, Burnbird. Gideon ran
Okay.
in and you saw fire ignite as soon as he stepped in.
The trap's gonna reset. I'm going to step here till Bar can get in so we don't take further damage. And I'm also gonna gesture towards it so Bar knows it's there. So to back Gideon up. Let's just have a look at my range here. Okay. I'm going to cast a sort of spike growth along here, like this sort of area, like locking all of those guys in.
Alright.
So you can put your thing there if you want.
Go ahead and
then
bring up the card so I can just make sure I remember what it does.
yeah, so like I noticed that there's like a little bit of earth and stuff like and soil through like the cobblestone underneath. So I'm gonna like reach out with my hand and sort of like become a catalyst for any like plant life that is growing in here to just sort of like erupt and sort of form this like trap around what I can see there. And then for my bonus action, I'm going to merge it back into my lion form, which I think is up here. No, there it is. But just enough room for Bar to handle the trap, and I'll end my turn.
Alright, so you cast this spike growth in there, hoping to catch these guys in movement. And then you jump into your lion form and then get out of the way, right?
Yeah. Can you make it like a proper size? I just wanted to get the thing. It's like 15
can,
by 15.
Draw it as an draw.
Yeah, how do I get
20-foot
rid of...
radius circle?
Yeah. How do I get rid of my
Just hit the select tool.
Oh, there we go.
And then draw the shape of it.
Okay, thanks.
Foot radius.
Is this a wall here?
Some parts of it is, yes.
Okay, I'll just draw over the 20-foot.
There's a 20-foot
It's
circle there.
Yeah, it's a radius, Andy, not a diameter. So it's like
So,
a
yeah, so you
40
can,
foot
like,
square, sort of.
Where do you want this circle?
You
Just
can move
like-
the gray one.
Is that the right size?
Just like starting
Yeah, it's
starting
20 feet.
yeah,
Alright.
starting on that line and then going back 20. Just sort of like in that sort of area there.
That's it, right about there.
Here. Not like that?
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's perfect.
Whoa, whoa.
There or
Go
there?
back down, go back down.
Yeah, that one there, that one's perfect.
There you go. Alright, so spike growth kind of fires up in that section. And you turn into line form. Bar, it is your turn.
going to run real quickly to the other side of the entrance. And can I use the free action to kind of investigate the trap to see if I can tell it reset it?
Make an
Or-
investigation, yeah. I'll let you do it. Now, if you want to disarm it, it's going to take an actual action. As
Okay.
you're investigating it quickly, you noticed as Gideon walked across it, it forced the pressure plate down, and then like sent a tube of liquid into the flames that are underneath it, and then shot up fire. And now the pressure plate is loosening and coming back up, and that flame, whatever it is, looks like it's reset it completely. So like stepping on it, you would assume would release that fuel and then cause it to burst up again.
Okay, I want to disarm this in a certain way.
All right.
How much pressure do you think those, essentially the liquid would have if I just opened the line and just, wanted to spray it?
I'm going to say it's going to be hard to find the line because it might be built into the wall.
And is it in a pocket or is it just in
Like
a line?
the only way you're making out this tube that's going down is through the trap holes itself. So like in the inner part of the bottom part of this trap. Like if there's a way to lift the trap up somehow, you might be able to get to it that way. However, it's not like you're going to be able to spew it onto the open.
I'm going to try to disarm it, and I'm going to try to save what flammable liquid is in there.
Well, then let me get a thieves tool. You fiddle with this thing, and you try to lift the plate up. You try to find a way to jam into there to get to the protruding thing. However, you are unsuccessful in doing anything successful in this moment.
Okay, that's too late to use lucky.
Not necessarily.
Well, you already told me.
Oh, you could have stopped me. I apologize.
I
You want to use lucky? Go for it.
No. I'm going to use the bonus action to hide.
Alright. Go ahead and make your stealth check. Oh, you are gone. You can hear Visor say, "Where'd he go? Thought he was working on that trap." Tazir. Bar disappeared. What do you want to do?
Tazir's gonna take one step forward.
Can you bump in that bar? No.
He's gonna shoot. He's gonna send a chill touch this guy's way. Since he's away from the pack.
Alright. So
Reaches down, touches his shadow again.
that time you'll hit. For 8
Ooh.
points of damage.
The shadow just reaches up and like grasps at his throat and squeezes a bit before letting off.
Yeah, so he
Then I'll
feels
just
this chilling touch up by his neck, and he kind of shivers a bit and coughs as he's getting ready.
I'll take a step back again.
Ooh. Manticore ignores your ground and takes to the air, barely lifting off. And he'll relocate further in since he
How high is the ceiling of this area?
it's about 10 to 15 feet tall, depending upon which part of the room you're in.
Wait, so the Manticore rolled to saw the trap?
He just flew up with his wings and then flew back. So technically he did not move through your rough terrain. I mean, he saw you do it.
Never like he knew it was there.
He didn't move forward, left or right. He just went up and over. And since he can't get a beat on any of you, he's just going to retreat until he can actually find a fight that he can get into. Bridget's turn.
What's Bridget gonna do, Andy?
I was thinking, I'm just I'm not being responsible for Ash's character dying, so she's going to take one step forward here. Let's just check the range on this spell. Ah, nice. I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on this bloke.
Alright, go ahead. Let's see, I roll a Wisdom versus her DC, which is...
Oh, I can cast it at a different level?
Yeah,
Mm.
No.
Toll the Dead's a cantrip.
Yeah, check the DC of her spells.
It's going to do that.
Yeah, but you're
They-
gonna...
Be asking, that at higher levels then.
And then I'm going to roll a d12.
Yeah, its spell damage increases when she reaches 5th. It's not at a higher level. What was the DC though? Like, what's her spell DC? Check under her
It
spell page.
is
Yeah, you're a druid, you know.
a 15.
Alright, so we did fail. Alright, and 8 points of damage. As these bells ring inside its head. And you can see him shuddering now after getting afflicted by cold and then this bell damage that's coming through his cranium. Anything else for her turn?
No, definitely going to keep her back.
Alright, so you moving her out of the way? She stepped up, cast Toll the Dead. Are you moving her back or what?
Just like a little bit. Just so like she can see everyone go in, but I don't want her character to die on my behalf.
Alright. Hold on, let me do some measuring real quick. Alright, he moves. He moved out of it. Would that still technically count as 5 feet through it? Because he was on the edge. I'll ask you what you think.
Wait, does that just materialize out of nowhere?
Like that. No, he was hidden in the shadows up above on that cliff there.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's high ground,
essentially,
okay.
If he's within like the circle
like,
or on the
yeah,
edges,
like he
it's
started
supposed to be
here, but
counted.
he was able to walk out of it. So what would you roll?
I'll let you make that call. If you want me to roll the 2d4, I'll take it. But your DM, your rules.
Well, I would say he's not technically walking through it. He's right there at the edge, and he's able to walk out of it. Plus, he was on higher ground that you could not see, so it probably wasn't affecting him. So we'll go ahead and just let him come on out, unless you want to argue that.
No, it's Gucci.
Alright, and then these guys are going to kind of surround Gideon. They do not get flanking because he was only able to get up towards you. Let's see here, what's his... As this one approaches you, Gideon, he starts to grow. He becomes one size larger, though that might be a little exaggerated. And his hammer gets bigger, he gets bigger, and he's now staring down at you. For 1 minute. However, his attack misses. And this guy here is just going to go ahead and make an attack. Wow, they are rolling low, guys.
The crit fail.
We do a... he rolled high, so he just kind of slipped with his hammer. He quickly picked it up, and he just looked around, and you didn't see that. This guy here is just gonna chuck a javelin. He really doesn't want to take the damage as he noticed the spike growth underneath his feet. What if he grew in size? Would that count as damage? 19 does. You are freaking AC tanking, aren't you? So
You gave me the thing that bumped it.
that's fine. That's why you had, you know, it's... Alright. Wait, no, I missed one. So this guy, 5, 10, 15, 20. Being aware of the trap, he'll make an acrobatics, I guess, or jump over it. Yeah, he easily jumps over, and now he's in the front of this entranceway. Odds are even, Bar.
Ours hidden.
I rolled
Oh,
a
yeah,
natural
he's
20
hidden,
on my
so he
stealth
would-
check.
So he would have to go after it. Good point, good point. So he'd have to go after the line. Tell you what, we're gonna have him row as well. And then he's gonna throw his hammer down. As he grows in size, he drops his large pick and aims for the lion. 17 hit.
That is a hit.
And he deals 11 piercing damage as the pick comes in and stabs right into the left side of your forearm.
Okay.
Let's see, that one through a javelin. This kobold, go ahead and roll me the damage for this because he's getting scared. He's trying to run. Actually, I would say he'd probably kill himself trying to run out of it.
There's a 2d4 for every 5 feet.
Yep.
Yeah, he ain't gonna get far. So that kobold tried to run out of it, and that Drogar's like, "You idiot!" And he watched the kobold die behind him. They're all a bunch of idiots. Don't know why we had to wash over them. Fesser comes up to this guy. He's like, "No, one of my family." And you see him take the dark scythe, and he kind of rakes it across towards this giant Dolgar that just kind of came out of there. Out the way! But he rolls a 9.
Advantage back tactics.
Oh! 16.
Yeah, that line.
Let's see, AC is 16. Yeah, so he deals 8 points of damage, and then this blade, let's see here. He fails, so he'll take So he takes 8 plus 12 points of damage, 20 points of damage on this giant Drogar. You watch him rake this dark scythe across, and then all of a sudden there's like this necrotic energy that rakes in as the wound, and then the blood just spills out of this giant Drogar as he falls over, faints, and dies. And you can see Fisser there. Ha! The Faria stands beside me! Now out of the way! He does have movement. He's going to jump 5, 10. He's going to make an acrobatics, 15. And I'll roll that acrobatics now. 21 acrobatics, so he's now in place on the other side of that trap. And he's getting ready for the next guy. Gideon, you see Visor join the fight as he cleaves the giant Drogar that joined the other room and now is on the other side of this guy with you.
Okay. So I can safely move here without the sticky, spiky shit, yeah?
Yeah.
How do you dance underneath a giant Durgar's legs? That's the real question.
Well, you can dance however you want to. You can leave no friends behind.
But no, I'll be taking a swing at the big one because that's a cool trick and I gotta learn it. So maybe if I, drop him, he'll show me.
Ooh, nice hammer throw. Or you smash your hammer down on him. Go ahead and roll damage.
I'm gonna try for the crit because flank, yeah?
Yeah, you definitely have an advantage. Well, it's even better. Go ahead and roll me that damage.
Close. And min damage. That blows.
Sure does, but damage is damage. You bring your hammer down, bam! And this giant Drogar's like, ah! You hurt more than I thought you would. Anything else for your turn, Gideon?
I'm gonna blow a raspberry at this giant Durgar because fuck him.
Good job, friend! Vernberg, you see the kobold and the halfling on the other side double teaming this other Dogar. You watched as Visor just viscerated through this Dogar and jumped into the other room.
Okay. I'm going to take a little step back to here.
Alright.
And then take my 10-meter run forward and use running leap so I can go 25 feet. So I'm going to land behind this boat.
Alright, so as you jump through, just to make sure you don't accidentally land too soon, go ahead and roll acrobatics to miss the trap.
I can only roll really dex in my line form unless you want me to do it as Fernberg.
Well, your dex is better, isn't it? In line form? That'll do.
Yeah, better
That'll
in line
work.
form.
You're fine. Yeah, so you make that jump,
Okay.
clear the trap, you're perfectly fine. You're now in a fight. Visser watch you jump over the trap and onto the other side and get in, you slide into place like, wow, cool trick, friend.
Just making sure. I'm not going to say I give myself my pounce ability because I sort of like land here and have to like spin around to attack
I
him,
will
so
give
I'm
it
just
to
gonna-
you. I will give it to you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, go for it. Like, I would say
so
you jump
core attack
through.
first?
Yeah. So you attack with claws, 18 will hit, and I need to make a DC on that, is that right?
Yeah, strength 13.
I'll make that for you. It's a 14, so you claw into him and get to the other side as you finally rake him as you come in. You nearly break him down, but he manages to stand up and keep his posture. And you do 9
Okay.
slashing damage, alright.
So as he like resists the claw, I'm then gonna like reach in and try and like bite in, like sort of like at his tricep area. 22. Oh wait,
Technically, you wouldn't have advantage on this unless you have pack
I've got
Do you
pack
have pack
tactics.
tactics?
Yeah,
Then
I've
you're
got.
good. You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
So you reach in there and you take a bite out of him. Go ahead and give me some damage. 5 piercing points as you kind of bite into his lower leg, and he's like, "Ah, quit it! Get off of me!" Just 5 more points of damage off this guy. You can hear this guy grumbling loudly, and he points his hammer towards the line. I'm gonna get you. Anything else on your turn, Bernberg?
No, that's it.
Alright, we're up to bar now.
Okay, I'm going to try to disarm this trap once again, and I'm still going to try to keep. If I'm going to try to get it carefully, that way I can try to get the flammable liquid out.
It's a higher DC, but go for it. So you take out your tools and you're trying to fiddle with this again. I will say with this, you're able to extract the bottle and it kind of spews up liquid towards you. If you're going to quickly stop it, I could say you can get a vial of alchemical fire.
Okay.
So if you're going to gather that up, make a survival to see if you can gather it. Because this is basically you trying to react quickly to, which,
I'll use the
unfortunately...
lucky.
Alright,
I'm
go
going to
for it.
use luck.
No, go for it. Ooh, natural.
That's a natural 20.
You managed to get a full vial of alchemical fire. And you put a stopper on it, and the rest of it leaks down, and the flames burst. But you managed to pull back, and the trap slowly dies down as its main resource is finally fizzled out and disarmed. And oh my god, this song is so loud. So you guys can
Okay,
still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Let's go.
Okay,
I want to...
Fernberg's lion is a large, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go past Visor and get behind, or get close to Fernberg and the wall. Kind of hide behind him.
Alright. so you burned your action. What else are you doing?
This is my bonus action to hide behind him.
Alright, go ahead and roll your stealth. She tried to get in position next to him. As far as you know, you're pretty much hidden. Attempt to hide between. Okay, that's cool.
Between a lion's ass and a hard place.
So 14 is your stealth check. I'll just make a couple perceptions real quick. Alright, you're good. Tazir! Everybody seems to be closing in on this room.
Okay, Tazir is gonna move around over here.
Okay.
And he's gonna pull out his like sword hilt again and really grasp it firmly in his hands as a dark blade appears on it once more.
So we're playing Zelda now.
And he's gonna swipe forward as the blade shoots out and tries to hit the enlarged Durgar.
Alright, so go ahead and roll me that attack roll. That looks like it'll hit. That looks like it'll deal damage. As this black blade soars through the air, piercing into the right shoulder of this Dolgar, he kind of shrugs and is like, "Ah, you are all going to get it soon. Mother, come forth!" Alright, what else for your turn?
Tazir's just like, meep, and he steps behind the wall.
Alright, hold on, let me check my movement. I didn't even have to. Let me check the range on that thing. Let's see, ranges. Oh god, yes, it could just snipe you guys. Alright, let's do that. Coming from the over this here ridge, aimed at the lion. 13 hit.
Yep.
6 will miss, and another
It's a
13.
natural one.
Yeah, but they're tail spikes, so unless he hits himself. For a total of 9 points of damage, as 2 piercing tail spikes run into you, you hear a loud bonk on the other side of this crevasse, or whatever it is. As there's like a hilly structure here to where the manticore seems to be shooting from. Are you still in line for him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. With that, Manticore is going to maintain its sniper position. And the Dolgar below is like, "Good job, mother! Get them!" Manticore went. Bridget's turn.
I'm gonna pop Bridget here. And I'm just gonna toll the dead again.
18 this time. It does not ring. Kind of pushes out the mental image of this bell and is like, "Not today, little girlie."
So that means it takes a 1d8.
He doesn't take any damage.
And no, he doesn't take anything.
Oh, he doesn't take it. Okay.
Yeah, because he resisted.
The 1d8 is if they haven't taken any damage yet.
Oh.
Yeah. But anything else from Bridget's turn? As she notices
No,
the
I'm just gonna
Toll of the
keep
Dead
it.
ineffective. Alright, the Dogar's turn. Gonna go after the lion with the giant. 11, is that a hit or a miss?
That's a miss.
Alright, so he'll miss with that. This one will... "Get this lion off of me!" It's the command they give, and then the last javelin on this normal sized Dolgar that's stuck in the middle of your field goes after you. 19. So this giant javelin comes spiraling down and deals 6 piercing damage to you, which I believe reverts you back to your form, right?
Yeah.
So the lion disappears, and then all of a sudden, Fernberg is there. Damn it, it's a fucking druid!
Question: Does that
yeah.
require a con check for the spines?
Is it 10 minutes or is it concentrated? Let me double check. That's a good question.
I never actually got to looking at it.
Yeah, let's see here. Spike growth, concentration. Yeah, so I'll need. We'll go ahead and say 2 DC 10 concentration check, Constitution. So go ahead and make 2 Constitution saving throws, Fernberg.
Oh, sorry, what do you want me to do?
Concentration check for your field. DC 10.
Oh, okay.
And I need 2 of them.
Wait, what do I roll for a concentration check?
Just Constitution.
Constitution saving throw.
Okay. And with that, your field disappears. See, if that damn kobold would have waited, we would have had that taken care of, and he wouldn't have done. Fucking moron. No, brother! There is 1 Dogar left, and he's going to go ahead and take a swing at Gideon. And he will miss miserably, of course. Vizor comes into this fight, and he pulls back that scythe once more, and he's like, "You will pay for that!" He gets 6 and 6. The Dogar kind of pushes him away and knocks the scythe backwards, and he kind of tilts a little bit, and he's like, "Ah!" Matter of fact, I think that's a natural 1. Is that 2 1s? Let me double check. Yep. So let me roll severity for him. Poor guy. Alright, it was a high roll, so he's fine. He nearly drops the scythe, but he quickly scampers to it and picks it back up and quickly holds on to it and says, "I'll never let you go. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, Chief. I got this." Gideon. You watch Fizzer take a swing at him, however missing. What would you like to do?
It's okay. You get him next time.
Yeah!
Come on. Swing at this guy and miss wonderfully.
It's just not our day, Fred. Don't worry. We'll get him next time, right? You got advantage. Flank.
Oh, shit, yeah.
There you go. You got him. Is that including your rage damage?
Yeah.
Alright, making sure. Alright. And you
Yeah, no, I rolled a 1 for damage and a 2 for damage this time.
So you cock that hammer backwards and you drop it in and you smash it right into the centerpiece of this guy's chest, and he kind of concaves a bit. He's like, "Ugh!" And it's like the high reach, you know, because you're reaching up high to hit this guy, and you just waylay right
I'm
into his
perfectly
chest.
fine hammering his toes, like...
Oh, well, I'll let you hit the toes next time. Bernberg. Back in
Okay,
your-
so I sort of
Yeah.
return back to normal form. I'm like on one knee. I'm just gonna extend up real quickly with my hand up to this giant dude's face and poison spray him.
Interesting picture there. Constitution save. Alright, let me get that going for you. He rolls a 15, so
He's good.
it's a fail. So no damage. You throw up this poison spray and it just kind of woofs in his eyes. It just does not get up high enough to reach him, though. He's like way up there considering how low you are to the ground too. Anything else for your turn?
And my turn.
In your turn. Bar, you're hidden back there in the shadows. Your lion shield disappeared. But you see Fernberg there, you see Fizzer there, you see the giant Dogar. What would you like to do?
I am going to take a step over here, and while I'm going there, I'm going to fire my short bow
Alright, go ahead and
at
make your shot.
the enlarged Draugr
This one right here, go for it.
or Digger.
That's a hit. Go ahead and roll.
That's advantage too, isn't it?
Unseen attacker,
Unseen,
yes.
yeah.
So that'll be a critical hit. So count that up for me. So 20.
It's 27.
27.
Yeah.
So yeah, you jump up behind Fizzer. You let off this arrow and it stabs right through the neckline. How do you want to do this?
I'm going to shoot him in the back of the head.
Yeah, it slams right through the back of his skull. The arrow point pokes right through the front of his forehead, and he's like, ugh, and he falls forward, landing just inches away from Fernberg as he falls to the ground. And his
I will
last
use
cry was,
the rest.
Mother. Go ahead.
I will use the rest of my movement speed to kind of get over here.
Alright, so you duck out of the room, trying to keep cover. Alright, Tazir.
Honest, I'll attempt to hide again. Or...
Yeah, go for it. Alright, Tazir, what would you like to do?
Tazir's gonna move up. Gonna squeeze in.
Mm-hmm.
He puts his sword hilt up in the air. Another black blade forms on it as he swipes down and sends it towards this guy.
Alright, go ahead and make that attack. Shoot your
16.
Chevrolet off. 16 will hit. Whew, that hurts. These two Dogars are kind of looking at each other like, we might need to retreat.
And then I step back into my safe space.
Alright. These spikes come protruding out of a tail. Since he gets 3 attacks, we're going to do 1 against each of you. Fizzer, Gideon, and Fernberg. So he fires his first tail spike at Gideon. 19, however, I think that will miss, right?
That is correct.
The second one goes flailing towards Fernberg.
Mm-hmm. It's a
Yeah.
hit.
It's 4 piercing on you. Well, that damage doesn't look very promising, though. And then
No, it's
Fizzer.
his weakest attack.
Yeah, Fizzer. So, yeah. Fizzer takes 5 points of damage from that. Let me double check his AC, though. Yeah, he takes. So this spike hits him in the shoulder, and he's like, ah! There you are, you bitch! I'm coming after you! Bridget's turn. Ooh, lordy.
I don't want to like Toll the Dead spam.
I mean, it's a legitimate strategy.
Yeah.
You can't really
But
do
I
much
have
else.
I have no choice.
Like, if she has no spell slots at all, there's really not much.
Yeah, she has none.
Unless she wants to join the fray front line.
No. This
Alright,
boy,
so
he is
Toll-
copping it.
Alright, so 12 to dead. Let's see, wisdom. He fails. Go ahead and roll damage.
12.
So that was the first one I hit, yeah?
Yeah. So he kind of puts his head up to his head as he hears this loud bell. And Gideon, you noticed this pose before. It's the same thing you see every time this cleric of yours in the party seems to toll the dead. And you see him crouching over, trying to hold his head as he gets a grip on what's going on. Taking some nice damage there from Bridget. Say we retreat. Leave it to Mother. If that's what you want to do. Going to use his action to cast invisibility on himself. He will try to run away from you, which means you'll get an attack of opportunity with disadvantage. So if you want to go ahead and roll that, Gideon. Unless you don't want to take it.
I'm gonna try it.
Alright, go ahead and...
Hey!
Damn! So he tries to get away. However, go ahead and roll damage. You hear him cry out in pain as as he starts to slip past you. And then you hear scampering as he starts to climb this mound that's right here. You could definitely see Earth moving. And then eventually he kind of makes his way and heads that way along with his friend. So you definitely seen Earth move right here. And they kind of scampered up.
I didn't see any ping on the map.
But, yeah. Oh. How about that?
No, I still don't see
Well,
pings on the map.
towards your northwest. Towards
Like
your
here?
Yeah, around, well, more down below. Like, same row as you. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
You see Earth movement as they climbed up into the cavern and then up above. I mean, you didn't see them, but you saw that. And Visser just kind of jumps over this corpse like, they're running away. Nevertheless, Mother's up there somewhere. So let me get back on the right layer so I can make a movement. Alright, so that's what he's going to do. It's going to take athletics to get into a position, but this here is probably hidden, right? So what I'm going to do...
Yeah, we can't see shit.
Let me get into the dynamic lighting so I can kind of break that down. There you go. Is that better?
Yep.
Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, I drew these lines a long time ago, so... But yeah. So you see him scamper up, and I need to make that athletic check for him real quick. He's skilled. Let's see what he's getting. Oh, 7. He starts to climb up, and then he slides back down. He's like, damn it! So he's technically down here now. So he wasn't able to finish climbing up there to get to the Manticore. Gideon, you see Visser try to get up there. And he looked like he was trying to take out his crossbow, take a shot, and then he put it down. He's like, no, I'm getting back up there. I'm getting up there. What do you want to do?
So you'll need an athletics check from me to get up there?
If that's what you want to do, yes.
I'm gonna try it.
Alright, go ahead.
Because
16.
raging gives me advantage.
Well, with that, you're able to clutch into this dirt, grab on, pull yourself up, and then you're on this precipice where you see the Manticore kind of hovering there above this structure that you can kind of plateau with. You can actually make melee range with him as he's just kind of hovering there.
I assume there wouldn't be too much room above to fly anyway.
Yeah, there's not much room. He just kind of flew out of there so we can get up there and out of the way of that terrain trap earlier. So go ahead and make your attack if you like. Ooh, nice. You bring down the hammer. Let's see some damage.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, that was both ends of the spectrum, wasn't it?
It'd have been a 13 and a 1 for both ends, but really? I wasted my crit for an extra point of damage.
So you bring your hammer down, you slam it up across its face, it takes the wallop, and it looks back at you with these glaring eyes as it's now focused on you.
No kill, Badger!
Fernberg, it is your turn. You notice Gideon climbing up this little hill-like structure, and he gets up to the point where he can fight this Manticore on its own level. What do you want to do? Let's say if you were to get about this far back, you could probably see it, but like from where you are now, you're just seeing the dirt kind of blocking your view. For anybody doing range, we would probably have to be back here to get a clear view of it.
I'm going to move to the back of this little creature, and I'm going to quickly put my hand on the back of his back and cast Long Strider.
Yeah. Ooh.
So this like green energy just like radiates from my hand. And I'm sort of gonna mention to him like, go around, go around, go around, go around.
Aye.
And I'm gonna pull out my hand axe, my trusty hand axe, and stay at the bottom of the cliff. So I'm gonna flank around with this little dude and let the others range it.
Gotcha. Alright. Bar, what would you like to do? Was there anything else on your turn, Brumberg?
No, that's it.
Just making sure. Alright, go ahead, Bard. Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to go here, and I'm assuming I see Gideon and the
Yeah, from that
Manticore up
from
there.
that row there, you'll be able to see the Manticore. If you were to move a row forward, you would lose sight of the Manticore to a point where it'd be at disadvantage.
I'll move there,
Alright.
and I will. Can I use my action to start climbing?
Yeah, go ahead and make an athletics check.
I don't.
And
I don't
this'll-
want to get way up the.
Yeah, you don't want to get up there, I understand, but you want to be able to start so you'll be done with the athletics. So go ahead and make your check.
Yeah.
I can see where you can want this. Just kind of get the check done, and if you fail this time, yeah, you start to try to climb up it, but you can't quite do it, so you fall back to where you were. And the dirt just kind of gives way on you.
And as I fall, I'll keep close to the ground to, kind of keep out of her eyesight.
Alright, fair enough. Anything
Pretty
else?
sure it's mad at me right now.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, especially with that crit. It is not happy. But, man, I'm not happy because I have to try to hit you with other means. Alright, so, Bard, that's your turn, right?
Yeah.
Tazir, what would you like to do?
Okay, so Tazir is gonna run in.
Mm-hmm.
Then he sees the dwarves gone. He's like, where'd everyone go?
From where you're standing, you can actually see Gideon at the top of the hill fighting the Manticore one-on-one.
Okay. And he's gonna flick his sword hilt again. Another dark bleed appears. And he's going to try really hard not to hit Gideon as he slashes towards the Manticore.
Roll a natural one, I dare you.
This is going to be a straight roll, no advantage.
Go for it. Straight roll.
6.
That's a natural one, isn't it? Or is it?
Natural
That's
Nope.
2.
Oh, lucked out on that one. Gideon, you notice this blade just come soaring through the air and hit the wall next to you, and you're like, it didn't go towards the right target. It didn't hit anything. Luckily, it didn't hit you either. Anything else for your turn, Tazir?
That's it.
As you flail to fail. The Manticore now sizing up Gideon. Alright, let's take a look at here, see what we can do. First, it'll come out with a bite attack. 20.
Nope.
Yep. And then 2 claw attacks. Nope. And nope. How in the hell did you get that AC though?
You gave me the item.
What did I give you?
You
though?
gave it the lucky bracers +1 to AC, and I get to 3 roll a save.
Well, you were already at 20? How?
Stats, shield, unarmored defense.
Totem, bear, yeah, all that nonsense. Alright. It's fine. Manticore unsuccessfully does any damage to you whatsoever. It is Bridget's turn.
Okay. You know what's coming, lads.
Toll of the
I
Dead.
don't.
I mean, I need to hear you
They're
say it,
ringing
but I'm
hell's
not.
bells.
Yeah, it's Toll of the Dead.
Alright, go ahead and roll me damage. 12 fails.
Oh, no way.
Ah,
It hears a slight ding. Alright,
that's
so,
all for Bridget.
alright.
Actually, I'm gonna move her back with her movement behind the wall, just in case. I'm taking no chance.
Alright, I need to check something real quick on these. Okay, so
You know what, sir? I'm gonna do you a favor next round.
this round here, however, you can feel the presence of 2 large bodies kind of encasing you next to this Manticore. However, they are still invisible. They use their action to cast Enlarge and reposition themselves. The space is tight. Fizzer tries to go forward and he's like, ah! There's something here! Something's blocking me! So he's just going to swing at it. So at disadvantage, he's going to attack whatever's in front of him. Rolls a 10 and misses, and the Dolgar that enlarged itself while invisible kind of ducks out of the way of his sight, and he turns to you. Those guys didn't get far. They're right there, but they're invisible. Man, Fizzer. I had high hopes for this character. No, he's doing good. Alright, so Fizzer kind of moves down to best as he can to kind of get between the situation that's kind of blocking him off. And now it is Gideon's turn. As you feel two large presences kind of pressing up against you.
Okay, so I can sense them pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know where
you can
they
definitely, You can definitely hear their foot stomps and then the size of their bodies just kind of crushing in, bumping into you for a moment, and then they're definitely to your left and to your right as you're facing off with the Manticore.
Oh, we came here for a Manticore. I'm gonna try to bag me a Manticore.
Alright, go ahead and make that attack. 15. Let me double check here. Get back on the right layer. AC, you hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Nice. 12 points of damage. You swing that hammer down and bash the other cheek of this Manticore, and it growls angrily at you. Anything else on your turn?
I'm pretty good right now.
Alright, Fernberg. Fizzer just informed you there's something directly to your left if you're facing north. He said he couldn't push through. Are you muted?
Let me discard it. So they're in 10 feet in front of me.
Yeah.
So like right here.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna extend my hand out and shoot poison in the air.
Alright, go ahead and roll the card for me so I know what they roll. Let's see. DC 14. Roll the 15 there, so nothing happens.
And with my movement, I'm going to move back towards Tazir
Alright.
so I can see what's happening.
As
And
you
cast
move away,
spells from a distance.
reaction. "12 misses.
And it's my
Got
AC.
him.
Oh, jeez. Alright. 13 piercing damage as this giant war pick clips you on your way as you move out.
Okay.
It means he loses invisibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so you'll be able to see him now.
He's the real idiot.
Let me get back into the thing here and put him on the right layer. Bar, it is your turn.
Since he's magically appeared in front of me, I'm going to I'm going to go down here beside Zira and pull out my short, or no, crap.
What are you doing?
I use my bonus action to disengage.
Alright. And where do you want to go?
Right there, and I will fire my short bow.
Alright, where are you going with it? Actually, you would only be able to go after him. Yeah, go for it. Alright, what do we get? 13 points of damage?
That is sneak attack. I don't know if I would get that.
Yeah, you would. Gideon's right there. Alright, so an arrow goes flying off as you disengage from what you think might be another one of them nearby. Shoots through the air, slams right into the shoulder blade of this Dogar, and he looks back at you, he's like, "Ugh," and then stares down at the little munchkin of a barbarian that's kind of causing all kinds of problems. Tazir.
Okay. Seeing that guy up here, Tazir's gonna step forward. The black blade reappearing, and he's gonna slash towards the Duragar. Woo!
Hoorah!
Oh!
Not hoorah.
So 13 points of damage. As you send this blade and attack his psyche. And it slams into him and he just kind of cobbles over, feeling his forehead as he kind of looks back towards your direction. Anything else on your turn?
I'm gonna take my step back, and that's it.
Manticore is going to fly up as high as he can. He's still going to kind of graze the ceiling. And he's just going to kind of fly over in this direction. He'll move out of your range there, so if you want to take an attack of opportunity, because he cannot get high enough to get away from you.
I would absolutely love to.
Go right ahead. That will
Not
miss.
that bad.
So he slips over, and then he lands right next to Bar. Since I can't hurt him, I'll just eat his friends. And he'll start proceeding with his 3 attacks. He comes down chomping with his face, missing with a 9.
That's a miss.
He brings a claw out. 13.
That's a miss.
And then he throws another claw out. How about a 6?
That's a hit.
Oh, we finally got somebody. 5 points of slashing damage as this thing gets in your face and starts slashing at you. Bridget's turn.
Can she tell the dead through the doorway if I angle her like here?
Oh, she can look through the doorway, yeah. As long
Okay,
as she has
cool.
line of sight.
I'm going on the Manticore again.
Dang, this Manticore is just
Very
rolling like
nice.
shit. You guys are getting a good roll. Getting good rolls from me from this thing rolling like crap. So it takes 9 points of damage as it bows its head, hearing the toll of the dead ringing in its head, and then it looks up angrily towards the group, still trying to zone in who it should go after. Gideon. $14 and a 19, they both miss.
So does that mean the second one became visible now too?
Well, he didn't make contact, but he did attack, so I guess that would be yes.
I have the feeling I'm just in the middle of a mosh pit right now.
Yep. Fizzer. In his raging of sorts. Not an actual rage. He's considering here, like, you know what? You got these guys, right, friend? Without provoking an attack of opportunity, however, this guy already burned his reaction. He comes over and closes in on the Manticore. This is for kidnapping my family! And the black scythe ripples through the air. 20. Go, little dude. 11 points of damage. I have his rolls going to me directly. And then DC 15 con save. However, he manages to save against that. So, take. Alright, so the dark sight ripples through this manticore and slashes open a wound. The darkness ripples through the blade into the wound, trying to rip out the life force of the manticore. However, it's saved against this necrotic attack and flinches back, causing Visser to be very angry. He's like, "Ah, give me some life back!" Gideon, it's your turn. As your little friend down there managed to get a good cut on the manticore.
Oh.
How tall is this little cliffy thing?
It's probably like a 10-foot incline going down. Like, it's rough to go up, but going down is going to be a little easier.
So if you get pushed down it, it's not going to do a whole lot.
No. Like, it just
Damn.
kind of slants up, you know, so it's not too much of a hill there.
Okay, and then space cohabitation. I can stand here, like
Yeah,
either
yeah.
of these two spaces.
That's fine. Kind of push
just-
through. Yeah.
The Gideon came here to get him a manticore.
Go right ahead. Stay focused. 14.
I get Bar's advantage
Then why are you
Just-
rolling without advantage?
because I didn't toggle it because, well, it's a pain in the ass.
You should always just leave it on. I would. Go ahead and roll your damage. You hit him. 7 points of damage as you bring down the hammer. As your hammer smashes across the red wound that was freshly made from Visser, he's like, "Ha ha! You got a shot in too! This is our day! You're going down, you big mother!" Woody, anything else on your turn?
No.
Fernberg, what would you like to do today?
Okay. I'm gonna expend my last level 2 spell slot to cast Enhance Ability on myself, which will be Bear's Endurance.
Bear's Endurance. Take advantage on con
So I'm gonna
checks
place-
and a 2d6. Go ahead and roll your hit die.
Check 2 of those out. Yeah. And then with my movement, I'm sort of going to pan behind the door and keep my hand axe ready by my side and end my turn.
Alright. Bart.
Okay, so I'm not 100% sure on how a chemical fire works. But if it's exposed to an open flame, would it explode?
I was trying to look it up in the compendium and I don't think it's in there. I might have to look it up in the Dungeon Master Guide. So, give me a quick sec. Because I was actually going to look this up earlier and offer it to the Dogars to throw.
So I'm going to throw the vial and then step back and throw the lantern.
I don't know if we have to do all
As
that.
an action, you can throw this flask up to 20 feet, shattering it on impact. Make a ranged attack against a creature or object, treating the alchemist fire as an improvised weapon. On a hit, the target takes 1d4 fire damage at the start of each of its turns.
Okay.
Is it Alchemist? Is that why I didn't find it? I was looking it up wrong.
Possibly.
Could very well be.
I mean, it was just used for a fire trap. I'm sure Bar would know that it's flammable and
No,
I'm
so make a
using
ranged
it like
attack
that.
and it's 1d4. Yeah, it's considered an improvised weapon.
Okay, I'm going to, do I just roll a 1d20?
On a hit, the target takes 1d4 fire at the start of its turn. Creature can end this damage by using an action to DC 10 dex check to extinguish the flame. So, make a
So-
check with dexterity. To chuck it, that'll be your range attack.
So I'll use my bonus to disengage and get a little bit back. That way I don't roll at disadvantage.
Go ahead and roll your.
And then this is added on 3, so. So that'd be a 20.
That'll be it. Go ahead and roll 1d4. And this thing catches on fire. And it takes 1 point of damage. As you see a small flame erupt on its wing as it's starting to try to flap it to beat it out, but it's still catching. Anything else for your turn? Use a bonus, use an action.
Yeah, with the little bit of movement I have left, I'm going to back up one more.
Boop. Tazir.
Zir's gonna raise up his hilt. Black blade appears once again. He's slashing down at the Manticore.
Go ahead and roll.
Big
That
miss.
As this psychic blade comes spiraling towards Gideon and almost hits him. It slams against the wall next to the Dogars and behind the Manticore.
I'm gonna duck behind the wall. That's it.
Oh, they are feeding you to the wolves, Bar.
Fitting it, I'm the one everyone's sitting on.
He is right.
You got 21 AC, my dude.
Yeah, it's tired of fighting at something it can't kill. So it's gonna hope the Dogars take him out.
That's a miss.
Yeah, that's a miss. Hold on.
That is a hit.
Hey, you could have hit me with that one.
That is a miss.
Yeah, but seriously, the damage isn't enough. Because you're raging. 4 points of slashing damage as another claw manages to rip you to shreds, and the Manticore is starting to question his life choices now. Bridget, what shall she do? Wash, rinse, repeat?
Yep. I'm gonna move her here so she's in line of sight. This bad boy.
And he fails, go ahead and roll.
It's a fail. Haha.
Oh, this thing's looking very hurt as it kind of shakes its head and shudders a moment, and it's just... Anything else on Bridget's turn?
I'm gonna then in turn move her behind Fernberg.
Alright. The two giant Dogars now full. The mother is hurt. I don't think we're gonna win this one. I say we go down fighting. It was an honor. And they will take their swings at Gideon. $21 and a 20.
Yep. And a nope.
So 11 piercing damage, down to 5 because you're raging. As this giant war pick finally makes contact with your shoulder, you're like, ah! And you just kind of look at him and smile. The other one just misses completely. And they're like, this little midget is like not taking any damage from us. What do we do? And now Fitzer, the little kobold, kind of closes in on the Manticore, becoming flanked with the Bard. Don't worry, little friend. I'll finish this. It's not the Manticore's turn yet, or was it?
It was. You skipped over.
Well, then say something. I'm not keeping track of everything.
I didn't think about that. I thought it was on
Well,
my
when
turn,
you-
and then I had to look at.
So as it jumped up there to do this attack, the Manticore falls over from the alchemical flame burning on its flesh. And Fizzer's like, damn it!
You still got movement.
Yeah, he comes back to the Dogar. It's like, fine, since he got my kill, I'll take you out. The black scythe falls backwards, and now it comes rippling forward. And oh no, you poor midget. He rolled a 1. but he rolled super high, so he just stumbles and trips and loses his attack, and he's like, damn it! He's just frustrated now. You can see him jumping up and down in anger. I wanted to kill somebody! Well, actually he did, but he's still thinking he didn't get his kill. Gideon! These two Dogar look like they're resigning their lives over.
Okay. So I'm in his square, there's no flanking.
No. Not at that movement. I mean, you could probably move into a flanking position if you wanted to without...
Pop out there.
Yeah, you should be fine. You're still at the edge of his range, so yeah. So you, like, casually walk back behind this Dogar, spit on your hands, grab your hammer.
Giggling madly at this point.
14, I do believe.
Wah wah.
That will miss. Yeah, these guys have 16. So this guy just manages to bring his hammer around and kind of repel yours away from him. This one's too feisty for us. Fernberg. The Manticore is dead. The two Dogar are up there fighting Gideon.
I think I'm going to prep Thunderwave just in case. And that'll be it for me.
Alright, Bar, your turn. Your alchemical fire managed to finish out the fight.
If I move down 2 spaces, will I be able to see one of the drawer?
Yeah.
Right.
You're kind of a little bit up on the hill there.
Okay. I am going to take a shot against
Top
that
one,
one.
go for it. So you run down there, you pull back your bow.
That's a miss.
And you weren't hidden before, were you? Yeah.
Nope.
It's a
And
miss.
I'm going to go right over there.
Yep, so that arrow goes flying over there and just... Fizzer looks to his right and sees your arrow spilled over. He's like, I think he missed! Tazir. Manticore is finished. There are only 2 Dogars left. Gideon seems to be on top of the hill having a hell of a time with them.
It's literally king of the hill at this point.
Let's kill...
He's gonna move forward to here. Try to send another black blade at this boy.
Alright, go ahead. So you come in and... That's a hit. 9 points of damage.
9 damage. And he's gonna jump back in.
Put your right foot in, you put your right foot in.
This psychic blade that comes soaring through the air next to you, Gideon, lands square into the forehead of the Dogar that you're looking at, and it vanishes, and then all of a sudden you see the eyes cross on the Dogar. As he falls over, his friend across from him says, "It's been an honor." Kind of does like a half-hearted salute, and then, continues to resign himself to the lost cause. Manticore is dead. Bridget's turn. What are we doing, champ? Are you muted?
Man, fuck.
Yeah.
Keep forgetting about it. It's so annoying. I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. And that's why I have to say something just in case you forgot. Yeah, go ahead.
Big Poppy here is copping a Toll of the Dead.
Same old, same old. Roll that beautiful wisdom. 13 will fail. Go ahead and roll the damage. Ah! This must be that pain that I keep seeing him. He kind of crumps over, feeling the toll of the dead ringing in his forehead. He looks to his right and sees Fizzer. He turns to Gideon and he says simply, "I have no choice but to go down fighting. It's been an honor fighting with you, little man." and he'll take his swing. $19. As he brings his war pick down, trying to hit you, he misses. Honor, smonner, take this! As the black scythe goes rippling through the air once more. Flanking, correct? 21
Yes.
will hit. 9 points of damage. And just because his scythe has an effect on it, let me roll. Alright, so he doesn't get anything off of that. So you watch him ripple this black scythe through, and it slashes through the back end, tearing his back forward as you see parts of his spine kind of leaning out. And he just kind of topples over, shrinking down to his normal size, laying down dead before you as Visser just spirals the scythe next to him and slams it to the ground. Ha! Take that!
I'll try to mimic the salute they were giving each other as he falls.
Very well, yeah.
Is initiative order done?
Yeah, now all the threats have been dealt with, and this guy's gone.
Do the 4 big dudes return back to normal size?
I would say yes, they would have shrunk down because they died.
Okay, I'm gonna start
Let me move
looting
these.
the dude in front of me here.
Alright. Basically, you find war picks, and
Mhm.
their armor has been ripped to shreds due to all the fighting, so that will not be usable. However,
If only we had an artificer that knew mending to fix shit.
I have mending.
I'm making a point about, Olimar not being here.
It's okay. I'm gonna drag these bodies back to the entrance regardless, so...
alright. I'm just doing some loot checking here. So, whoever wants to make the roll, if you're gonna get advantage, you need help. And then tell me what we're doing.
Can I do an intelligence check to see if I know of any pieces of the Manicore is useful?
Yes, go ahead. You could probably do a survival on him to get a few pieces off him that might be usable in maybe some alchemical way. There's also the fact that Gideon could probably use his crystal to extract the hide.
Okay. I just want to know if Bar had any knowledge on Manicores.
Well, apparently you did. After the fact, of course. Visser's just kind of walking around, just kind of kicking the Manticore's face. He's like, huh, he got bashed in pretty good, didn't he?
Gideon smash.
Good job, friend. And the kobold kind of come over there and give you a scaly high five.
I'm totally down for that. High five accepted.
Alright. Firmbird, who's going to help you search these corpses, or are you doing it solo?
Bridget.
Bridget's going to help you? Let's see here. We are level 3 still, right? Or 4?
4.
Alright, doesn't change much. There's 4 of these guys, right? Alright. Searching over these Dogars as far as what they're carrying on them, you find about 200 gold pieces between all 4 of them. About 440 silver pieces. Two of them are carrying gold lockets with a painted portrait inside.
Okay.
They have a value of 25, just to note it. But these portraits, if you were to look at them, they kind of look like female Dogars of sorts, perhaps. Maybe a mother, maybe a daughter, or girlfriend, who knows. You find 2 pair of engraved bone dice, 25 gold. 2 small gold bracelets, 25 gold. There's a druid scroll of guidance that was tucked away on one of them. And one of the war picks looked exceptionally special from the orange colored token.
Okay. I want to start dragging the Duragar bodies out to like gear.
Alright, so
After like probably 20 seconds, the black blade is gonna disappear from the hilt, and Tazir is just like standing there looking at it with a sad look on his face.
Fernberg walks into the room like holding his stomach. He's a bit injured. And he walks up to Gideon and like places his hand on his shoulder. Good job. It's exactly what I want to see from you. And have you extracted the manticore yet with your crystal?
I have not. I was letting everyone get their loot distro and all.
I'll give you a help action if it's required.
alright, so go ahead and roll with advantage on your survival.
Jesus Christ.
You managed to get a small pelt of the manticore. Very injured and damaged wing, as most of it's been burned off, so you can't really... I don't know if you could even want to collect it. It seems kind of useless.
Is the wing leathery?
Leathery, but very torn up in many places. Yeah, you might be able to do something with it. But,
What's the condition of its tail like?
as far as extracting it goes,
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't able to extract it fully, but you might be able to just, like, I'm trying to think here, how would it be?
I don't think the back end actually took much in the way of hits.
Yeah, it's just kind of limp, laying there. It's got spikes and flails. I would say you'd be able to take the tail off if you want it. Use it.
You want me to
like,
roll survival?
if you want to roll a survival on that. This here will have to be separate because the crystal wasn't able to obtain it. You'll be able to safely obtain a stretch of the manticore tail with flail-like needles. Kind of put something like that in your inventory. Anything else you want to do with this since the crystal wasn't fully effective on it? The head's probably still intact, no way to actually do anything with it with the crystal, and the claws are pretty much intact because the crystal wasn't able to penetrate beyond that.
Got the tail.
Hoorah.
I'm going to go try to get the claws out with a dagger.
Alright, go ahead and roll survival.
I'll
Would it
give
be
you
a survival
a
check
help
just to
action as well.
decapitate the bastard and give the head to Visser there?
Sure. Visser will help.
See if we can get a better survival check out of this to give him
Yeah.
Alright, 18 for the claws. You're able to get about 3 sets of the claws.
I'm proficient in this, for Christ's sake.
Your survival manages to cut the head off, however you kind of cut a little too deep, but it's still manageable to be recognized. And the kobold's looking at the head and then looking at his size. He's like, how the hell am I going to carry this thing?
Try rope.
Yeah. He starts digging through a little knapsack that he has with him, digging out some rope, and he's just kind of wrapping it around this thing and just tying it down tight and just... and some of the faces getting squished and smashed because the rope's going around in several laps. Well, you guys fight hard. You guys good. The Farias shall remember this. I shall remember this. Unfortunately, I was unable to save my family. And he kind of looks sad and disappointed as he kind of looks down. But at least they've been avenged.
I'm gonna lean down towards him. Your family can now rest free from the. Like Furberg's trying not to laugh. He looks towards his decapitated mother.
I want you to roll with disadvantage on a deception as you're trying to tell him all this good stuff. So, give me the conversation. I'll tell you how he interprets it.
Without the burden and the chains of this creature.
All of a sudden, you let out a laugh. Why are you laughing?
But Bar made a funny face. Apologies, young creature. And I get back up and I start walking out of the room.
Bar, if you want to assist him with this deception, I'll let you roll if you want to kind of convince Vizor that, oops. Alright, so you like, what do you tell him to be like, easing that over?
I'm just surprised that we killed this thing.
Yeah, so you draw his attention away from that conversation piece, and then he's like, yeah, you did good too. That fire that you picked up earlier, good job. And he kind of offers you a high five.
I will gladly give it to him.
Ah, there you go. The short people are getting along. So, where do we go from here, friends?
There's space up here.
There's not much else into this lair, I don't think.
Walmart didn't map it though.
I will say.
Can we say for yeah, just to get Olimar to like map it out since it's clear.
Yeah, Alamar will be constantly mapping, and if I catch him next week, we'll go ahead and let him make the official last roll. But I think he's been doing pretty good on it. You're able to move freely within all the vicinity, and you don't notice any other treasure or anything. But I will let you roll investigation check on this pile here.
Where the mighty battle was fought.
Oh, that was just a cliff of rocks.
Yeah, but there's like something that was going on because they were apparently digging into the structure, which was why it was kind of caving into the other side.
Did not know there was signs of digging.
Yeah, well, that's why I told you. There wasn't any signs of it while you were fighting because it was way up here at the top. So
I'll give him the help since I was just up there.
Alright, so Bar, want to roll investigation? You find a vein of mithril. You think if you had a pick of some sort, you might be able to mine this out.
I'm going to point that out to Alamar, just, in character.
Alright. And
See, if they were digging, don't these Durgar have a pick on them?
I've got your back there, Zalmachi. As I hear Bar sort of mention that, my head pops around the corner with a pickaxe or a war pig.
yeah, which one are you
Is
using?
this good enough?
Going to
Then
back
we'll
off
go
and
with
let Gideon have some room.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna-
Which one are you using? Like the one that you got off the orange token, or the one you got off the other ones?
I'm taking the orange token one and the normal one,
All right.
dragging them into hand them one to Gideon.
So you hand it to Gideon, or who's got the orange token one? Are you both going to swing
Gideon.
at it? All right. Gideon, roll me. We're going to do 2 rolls because this is going to determine how well you can chisel it out. But first, we need a strength check, and I want you to add +1.
So we'll just add +1 to whatever that is.
All right. So you start chiseling away, and this hammer seems like it's definitely worth the war pick, I should say. It's doing fine enough job tearing into the earth. Now I want you to make a survival check to see if you can actually etch this thing out without breaking it off or damaging the specimen.
I'm proficient in this, guys. Promise.
There you go. That's good. Yeah, you get a big chunk of mithril. I want you to put it's a 5-pound chunk of
5-pound chunk.
of unprocessed mithril.
I was gonna call it 5-pound mithril ore.
Yeah, so like if you were to get this process, perhaps buy a crystal, but nobody has it anymore.
We blew up the magic one, not the metal one.
Did anyone explore down here?
For the sake of, yeah, you guys.
For the sake of
explored.
brevity, yeah, we all ran everywhere
Yeah, like
because that around.
So basically, you figured these guys were probably trying to mine this area. However, you don't see any extra supplies, and the reasoning behind this is probably they moved everything to prepare for whatever was coming, and they were just waiting for you to come into this room. And as you look around this room, do you realize you could have went behind them?
Yeah, no, that thought occurred to me.
Yeah, I
Like,
left
we could have.
I left that there. I was like, the door's over here. Let's see what they do.
Please, we killed them without even having spell slots.
Yeah, so
Flicks my
good
hair
for
over
you.
my shoulder.
Good for you guys. I ain't gonna lie, Gideon's AC probably did good, but you guys managed to get through this cavern, clear it out. Is there anything else you guys want to do down here, or are we gonna try to head back?
I want to
or-
drag all 4 of Duragar corpses back to where the other 3 are. Bridget will probably help me do that.
Alright, for the sake of time and brevity, we'll say that gets done. Won't need to do any
Nice.
checks for it. And you guys pretty much put them all to rest then, right?
Yeah, Gideon will afford them, some respect. They did fight decently.
Alright, so they're all down here at the bottom. And I take it everybody wants to move to the bottom?
That's the plan, yeah.
Alright.
Because we need to get the hell out of here sooner or later.
And you see this little kobold carrying the manticore over his shoulder.
So just asking Olimar, since he's been keeping track of the area, is there any map or any areas on the map that look like we haven't been to?
Judging
Big dead
from
empty spaces.
me check.
Just out of curiosity before we leave.
No, you pretty much checked everything on this map.
Okay.
So yeah,
This is the way out down here, yeah.
That was the way it came in, yeah. So as you guys get down there, you see your new friend Kobold. He's just kind of stumbling for a minute in thought, trying to think what he wants to do next. Where are you guys headed next?
We need to take a picture back to guild.
I'm gonna turn around to him and say, "Do you live here, creature?"
Well, yeah, I should head back to the rest of my family, but just curious about my new friends, that's all.
I wouldn't call us friends.
Nonsense.
Gideon's pretty chummy with them.
Yeah, and he gives a high five to Gideon and Bari. These guys are pals. He spins the scythe and slams it on the ground and just smiles at you guys. Fear not. I'll make sure nothing comes up this way to attack you guys. I'll hold this ground here. And then I'll return home.
Just keep in mind, young creature, the moment we return back to the city we came from, members of our guild will come here and will start exploring these caves, and they will probably consider you a threat. Despite
That's
Ow.
not good.
we will clearly tell them that you are of no harm, but I'm not responsible for their actions. Just keep it in mind. You can do whatever you want. And I'm gonna carry... I didn't know what Ash wanted to do with these Duragar.
I think she just wanted to make sure they lay to rest so they don't come back as undead later.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take... Oh, should I take the special one? Oh. Does the one that's orange here, is he at all in any way from just a purely visual way? Like, can I spot like any like a sort of marking or anything that would like signify him being a leader, or perhaps like a?
Make an investigation. I am so sorry. I've been kind of coughing and having a hoarse time. I thought my voice was better than this.
Uh,
The only thing you can get is that this guy was sturdier than the rest. And maybe he either bullied them around or, you have this sensation that he was like a leader of some sort, but you can't find any markings. So, like, if there was a marking on him, either Visser or one of your other comrades, they must have pierced through it or slashed the insignias or something.
I'm going to pick the big boy up, and I'm going to take him back as sort of evidence of another species or another race within these caves that probably shouldn't be here.
You're bringing him with you?
Yep, I'm going to pick up his body. Or is he way too big compared to the others?
Well, he's definitely heavier and more strong built. I'm going to say Bridget's going to say no, Fernberg. It's not a good thing to do. We should just leave him here to rest and just let them know. I'm sure they've heard of Dogar. I'm
still going to pick him up.
I'm gonna blink twice and cast Detect Magic. And just give a quick look over all the corpses to make sure there's no magical stuff there that we may have missed.
Not anymore. The pick that one of the two has, or I think Gideon has it.
Yeah, you have me roll +1 to my check.
Yeah, he's got a pick that seems to be magical, or at least enchanted.
Yeah, I'd point that out to all of them, I guess.
Now, question: do you point your gaze towards Visor?
Yes.
You notice...
I mean, how could I not when you say it like that?
Oh, I know, right? You notice his sight, given a strong magical aura, both enchantment and maybe it's like conjuration. I don't know, or necrotic energy, especially. So necromancy and enchantment.
I wish either Ash or Paul were here, so this would make more sense. But I guess I'll have to make do with Fernberg. I'm gonna cast a message at Fernberg and say, Fernberg, that Cobalt Scythe, it seems like it's a really strong magic item.
What are you suggesting?
And I just think it would be helpful for us, Maybe?
We
No
did
threats
kill
here,
his entire
friends.
family.
This is a message, so he wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm just telling
Yeah.
you what he's saying as he's walking down the hallways, keeping watch.
If you want it, you can go get it.
I mean, I don't use, like, those kind of weapons, so I wouldn't be able to use it, but I was thinking maybe one of you would be able to maybe make it easier for us to survive.
I sort of like use both my hands and gesture down from my head down to my toes, which is just like bloodied and bruised. I'm a bit hurt. And then I look at you up and down. You haven't been hit once, I don't think, Tazir. I just don't think I have it in me.
Okay, that's fine.
Although, if he is here when we return, I'll definitely keep it in mind. And then I'm going to pick up this Duragar and let Bridget bury the rest.
Alright.
And
Alright,
then-
guys, you're clear.
Ugh.
Yeah, we're clear, totally. Ah.
I try not to laugh as I carry the Duragar out.
I'm laughing.
I'm going to walk up to Azure and hold out my hand.
Well,
Oh, Visor.
Can I have my bow back?
Oh, sure, friend. Here. And he hands you the bow. He hands you the 8 arrows. Told you, everything was cool. We did need that. But thank you. You and your other friend. The short people. We have to stick together, right?
Yeah.
By the way, what's it like on the surface?
It's very bright.
Yeah. I hear stories about a giant yellow thing that's always in the air for like 12 or so hours a day. A lot of people said it hurts their eyes. It takes time to adjust. Sounds like nasty business, to be honest.
Not if you're used to it.
Well, maybe one day I'll go explore the surface. Anything else you want to tell him?
Not necessarily.
Well, he'll bid you all adieu and just kind of keep watch at this entranceway, making sure nothing comes up after you.
I'm on my way to the Adventurers Guild, yeah.
So,
Why
yeah,
why is Funberg singing?
because he got away with murder. Oh, mercy. So, yeah, you guys are now clear of this cavern. And you make your way for about an hour or so. And Tazir, you know for a fact that this was just a scratch. These guys came from deep under to get to this location where possibly this mineral deposit was. So,
Mm-hmm.
in your mind, you're like, there's more to this, but this is as far as you guys can handle for now.
I would say as much to the party.
By the way, I took the liberty to update the Adventure Guild so they're not just generic guilds anymore. The Shandora chapter, Kingdom of Tynac, is known as the Sullifer chapter. Two-story building that acts as an active tavern for guild members. The CEO is Sigmar Lionel, an old grizzled adventurer who tasked himself to gather up all the regional needs for adventurers and offer it off to guild members who could perform the task and collect the rewards for their services. So, a little bit, taken away like you just went to the Adventure Guild. No, this is actually the Sulliver chapter that you're going to. So that they have a little bit more genuality to them. And if the Timor Kingdom gets back home, theirs has been changed as well, and I'll go over it with them when that happens. But
Christ, we are so far from home, it's not even funny.
you guys might be coming to this chapter, who knows? So,
Will the chapters send, like, straight up sendings for us or something? Like,
I don't know. I mean, we'll have to explore that in characters. So, I'm going to bring us back to the scroll page, which you probably haven't seen in a while. Whew! Out of that cavern, up to the surface. You make it out. You spot maybe a couple, like, spiders, but just kind of wrapping around the entranceway of where you're coming out. Nothing big, nothing serious. You're able to ignore them and just make your way to town. You pass by the broken down carriage that you saw on the way in, and then make your way towards the road, following back into the main city. As you get there, it starts to turn to about, I would say it's about 4 in the afternoon at this point. And you make it. How do you want to proceed from here? You're outside of town. You're ready to go in. You're now back at Tynac.
Straight.
Or not Tynac, but Shandora.
Straight to the Adventurers Guild.
Alright, you make your way into the familiar location of the Adventurers Guild. You see the clerks all lined up, taking care of a casual adventure here or there. You see several guild members just laying around, being lazy, drinking up the day, soaking up the time, just taking time off. You enter into the Sulliver chapter. You walk in. One of the clerks who are working behind a counter finally frees up, and you can walk up to them to introduce your findings.
I'm gonna drop the dead Duragar on the bench, and then I'm gonna pull out the 2 displacer beast thingers I have, the evidence of the spikes from their tails and the manticore tail, and then I'm gonna step aside to allow. I think Gideon has most of the pelts.
Gideon
I
is
think-
going to use these pelts in an awful idea later with that magic crystal I happen to have.
Oh well,
Alright, so...
I'm just stepping
yeah,
aside if anyone else wants to put evidence up. Otherwise, I'll just.
Yeah, so you're dumping evidence on the table and everything, showing off what you found. Oh dear, you guys found quite a bit, haven't you? What all we have here? Wow, you ran into all sorts of beasts.
Yeah.
So,
Who am I speaking to? Is this the one that is this the idiot that I hate that works in this guild?
no, this is actually another guy. He's familiar with your
Okay.
party, though. Because he watched the fight pit with Gideon winning. And he sees Minotaur. Are you dressed up as your Minotaur self, or are you as...
Oh yeah,
Gideon?
no, that's part of why I got all the extra leathers and pelts and shit.
Yeah,
I'm like keeping this
what is
mask.
Gideon and Bar looking like right now?
Got a few scratches on me, but
Gideon,
you had a
just-
talk with Jefferson, right? About a certain
I
thing
did,
that could be
yes.
handled?
yes,
Okay,
I
yeah, then
did.
never mind. This probably won't even come up then. Alright. So with that,
and yeah, I've just kind of closed with a leather vest under it.
there are like a couple of guards that kind of come in, and then you notice them for a minute and you kind of freeze instinctively. However, they just kind of wave to your party, not even paying you any mind, and walk up to the bar and enjoy some free drinks while they're just getting off their shift. As you're going through the stuff with the clerk, he asks you simply, do you have plans to keep these for yourselves, or are you willing to hand them over as additional reward bonuses?
What are you going to give us for it?
I don't know. Let me check the ledger. And he's kind of looking over the ledger, trying to debate what uses he can get out of the products that you brought him. So we got, just to be on my mental note, we got a manticore tail, right? What all are we putting up besides that? The displacer beast tails as well, or?
Yeah, 2 of them. I don't have the others.
Alright.
And the Duragar corpse.
Alright, so we're gonna say, I say you can rack up an extra 700 gold plus the 1,000 for the mission. Yeah, if that's all you want to turn in, then I'll go ahead and get that distributed to you guys right away. Quick question, do you want this in cash, or would you like to start a bank note at the bank here?
I'm gonna spin to the party. This is out of my expertise. I'm not sure how banks work.
Can we access it from any location in this area? Just not the city?
I mean, there's been talk of maybe setting something up to that effect if there's similar branches. Like, I know Shandor and Marsola are connected, but I don't think they go beyond those 2 locations, because a lot of the finances for Pearl Lance is centralized in Pearl Lance, and they go off a different ledger. And then Blackmore being an industrial city, you know, they kind of keep to themselves as well, so it's hard to get the banks to kind of line up on that. But if you were to transfer from here or Marsola, we can definitely send out information to each other and make sure you get the money if you're at any of those 2 locations. Otherwise, I could just pay you the gold, and then you guys can decide what you want to do after that.
What's the interest rates like?
I think you'll have to check with the bank itself. But tell you what, I'm going to write up a banknote anyway, and you just take it to the bank and cash it. Question though. Now, I know you're a big group and everything, but I was kind of wondering, do you guys want to take up a company name of sorts? Because it'd be a lot easier to write that company name down, and then you guys can go cash it as that name.
If anyone doesn't want to give a suggestion, I will.
Aren't you banned from naming things? I remember that being table talk.
No,
No,
that's
that's-
Paul. He's
that's
not here.
Paul.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's banned. He's forever banned.
I tell you what, guys. What I will do, and this is the clerk. He's like, I got you down for 1,700 gold. I'm gonna go ahead and set up a banknote so you can go get the funds. But how about you guys just go ahead and think about this for the rest of the day? Get back with me either later on or tomorrow. It's fine. I'll definitely be here if you need me, and we'll get you squared away. And also, we would like to get you guys registered as a company so that you can go on more serious jobs. So keep that in mind. We'll go ahead and get you signed up as a company.
I can't just name us right now.
If you have a name, go for it. What do you have in mind?
I would like to refer to the group as the Berg.
The Berg.
How about not?
That sounds like a bad name, Fernberg.
Minotaur Incorporated.
That one's even worse.
So apparently you guys have some issues with your naming. Let me go ahead and let you guys square that away for the rest of the day. Like I said, come back whenever you're ready. I'm not gonna hold this on you. So whenever you're ready, you guys figure out a name, and I'll get you signed up. All right?
What's wrong with the Berg?
I don't know, Fernberg.
It means life in Dwarvish.
Is
gonna look
is
at
that
him and
really
say,
appropriate for us?
I really don't think it is. There's a grave domain cleric. It's not even a life cleric.
I thought it was a nice play on words.
What's the like Dwarvish word for death? I think that might be more fitting.
Filler. Do you want to be called the Filler?
No, I don't. At all.
Oh. Sort of run my hand over my bald head. Little embarrassed. Sort of not my expertise at all. Sort of not my area.
Yeah, this is basically a conversation for you guys to have. I get to take a break.
Yeah, let's go take a seat at a table area and like hash this crap out so we're not up at the counter.
Okay.
Just casually looking about, maybe looking out to the streets every now and then. Anybody want to make a perception check as you're kind of going to a table?
Does my passive perception of 16 count for anything?
I have
No.
yet to see Star let a passive perception fly anywhere.
Me too.
Yeah, no. Besides, you did better like this. Anybody else?
I'll get in on it. If I saw Bar looking around, I'd probably look too. So look.
Yeah, you both of us.
I think I'm always looking around.
Yeah. Farnberg, you notice two familiar figures standing over by the outside of the tavern. One is Arya, and one is Nitty.
I ignore them and sit down with my team
Alright,
because I'm more focused on naming it.
absolutely. Don't let me step in the middle of that. I just wanted to let you know, Nitty has made it back to Shandor.
I'm sure that'll be an interesting story when we ever get to it.
Well, let's see if we can get this
Okay.
gaming convention done. See what we're looking at. We're looking at 9:35 here, which means we've been playing for 2.5 hours. Now we got a couple options. We could take a break and keep going, have a little role play here with our naming convention, or we can table this for next week. That way we can get everybody's opinion on it. You guys can kind of talk about it out of character and then just bring it into character next week. So I'll leave that up to you guys. What do you want to do?
I vote for naming us now so the others have to deal with it.
I kind of agree.
All right. I got 2 votes for naming now. What else? What about the others?
I think that would be fun, but I have no opinions on the name.
I don't have any great ideas, but I'm totally for sticking in with a weird ass name.
All right.
Yeah,
by all
let's go
means,
team.
So let's. I'm gonna take a quick 5 minutes. You guys go ahead and either talk amongst yourself or take 5 minutes as well. Get a drink, use the bathroom, do what you need to do. And I will be back shortly.
Yeah. Wonderful.
How about we name ourselves Hydra?
Hail Hydra is not happening.
Just for the record, we have to get back at Paul, because every time Paul is named our groups, it's just, I wanted to kill him.
Okay, give me some of his names and
So, in one of the games we were playing, which was sort of like Ash and I's first introduction to 5e, we were called Corvus Obsidian.
Obsidian Crows.
The reason we hated that is because Paul had another character called Corvus, who he wouldn't shut the fuck up about. So we had
Well,
to
then I
listen
don't
to
see
him.
why you don't guy with Minotaur Inc. because that'll really stick it on him.
Oh,
He's
but that's
gonna
Yeah,
sticks
but-
to me too.
himself.
You'll be sticking it to me too, and I don't want that.
Yeah, it sticks to me as well.
No, I threw that one out there just as a complete crap shit. Like I think it's the worst sounding name I can come up with.
That's why I wanted the Berg, because I knew as soon as Paul saw it, he'd be fucking annoyed. Man, I can't think of anything that would be like suit the team.
No, we're so different. There is like zero common anything. Half of us are short. The other half
Bars, brawlers.
Bar brawling actually doesn't sound that bad. Just as BAR.
No, I was thinking bars, brawlers.
I've yet to see Tazir brawl. Period. Full stop.
Not really a fisticuffs kind of guy. Let's name our team Arc with a K.
You could be a flagon full of awful.
Too close to Halo. Paul would like it.
Ugh, you're right.
I mean, that's the nicest way I can think of calling ourselves a cup of shit.
Hmm. Maybe we should go with... Does anyone else here speak a second language?
I know some Swedish and Japanese.
I know all of the language, Andy. Lay them on me.
Greek has the best sounding for names. I won't use Italian because then it'll be a bias.
Where the hell did my mic go? Oh, there it is.
Your might just teleporter or
Well, it fell sideways and I didn't see it. You want me to toss a few ideas?
There could be a Syncom Ian ting.
Well, thinking of Japanese, I was thinking like Hakeisha stands for destroyers. You guys are a bunch of destroyers, that's for sure. What else is there?
Then we should call ourselves like Kuro Keikaku.
Well, it's not.
Do we really have to go Japanese?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to stay away from Japanese and 4Kids bullshit.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? That would have pissed me off.
Yeah, let's go with that.
And one day you're gonna return to that island and there's 3 kids dressed up in cardboard.
Yeah, but they're gonna wreck us if we try to fight them, so I wouldn't be laughing.
They're just 3 kids.
it was all a dream.
It
That's
was
the,
all their
spelling on it.
imagination. Alright, so...
Well, we're a united party under nothing more than really just...
No, that's what I'm playing with. It's like, then nothing came for the party name. Don't call me anything.
Disarray Incorporated.
I'd chop your head off for that.
The Shining. I don't know. Why would you chop my head off for that?
Incorporated.
Why not? You're a company. Well,
More like,
you can leave that
more
off.
like
You
we're
could
contractors.
okay, you're just Disarray. You don't have to be incorporated. Or, I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there. Play on words.
You guys are confused?
What? Oh. Can we
Can
put
we call that-
Huckleberry in there?
I don't
Huckleberry.
care whatever we do.
Huckleberry is sort of a phrase to like say that like we're the people you didn't expect. Like we're the person for the job that you didn't expect.
I'll be your Huckleberry. That is just
Exactly.
me.
That's how the phrase works. Anyone got an idea of where to put Huckleberry in?
Well, Huckleberry is actually part of Mark Twain's story, though.
I was thinking we could just call ourselves like
Smashing
Axiom.
Huckleberries.
I do love the fact that we're going to spend the rest of the stream just trying to figure out a name.
We could be the
What did you say,
Smashing
Shakira?
Huckleberries. I'm totally down for that one.
Mm.
Tynac
What did you say,
Huckleberries.
Shakira?
said Axiom.
Ooh.
That brings up all types of horrible 3.5 and 3.0 experience from a certain axiomatic dagger.
Alright, what about Tombstone?
One of my favorite movies.
Let's
It's
go
a great
one
movie.
step further and just call ourselves like the Reapers or something.
Oh, but then we go way too edge. Tombstone's sort
Yeah.
of like a symbolic thing for the party, because you've got two members that their focus is sort of like what we kill, we bury. Then the rest of us are killing it, like. And it would sort of suggest that.
How about something that, well, like Tombstone is the idea, right? So what if there's like some way to say like laying the dead to their tombs or something, like if it's like a fanciful way to put somebody down.
A Huckleberry grave? Or grave Huckleberry? Like, I don't know. The Huckleberry thing tickled my funny bone there a little bit.
I feel like I used to know the word for that, like putting something to rest in the tomb, but I can't remember what it was.
Like, intern a corpse?
Raven's Grace?
I mean, that is a way to say it, but it's
No,
not what I
was
was.
just- like, I know
think I
it's
was
more of
thinking
a, I know it's more of a contribute towards her worshiping the Raven Queen. It's kind of like you're making note of the Raven Queen for her, but in a way not actually coming straight out to say it or something. But I don't know, that was something that just came to mind too. But this is just from me. You can use whatever ideas. Like, you guys finalize whatever you want.
So, is the word you're looking for inter?
No, it was something else.
Do you know what it starts with?
I can't remember at all. I just know there was a
Yeah, so-
word.
I'll send you a
Entomb?
screenshot of synonyms.
It wasn't to me though.
There you go, Shakira.
Tomb Raiders.
Enshrine? Maybe?
Nope. Let me check out this screenshot.
The pallbearers. Oh yes.
Sepulture, that's it.
Shall take you down. Who? Sepulture?
That's just a synonym for the word tomb, not to put a body in a tomb.
No, sepulture. T-U-R.
Hmm.
Oh, Huckleberry League could be really annoying. Because I know Ash would hate that. Tombstone in Japanese is actually a quite nice name.
What is it?
Koseki.
Oh, no, come on now. What you showing
I mean, if you're on the tombstone kick, well, it's boring, but grav is the Swedish word for a tomb or a tombstone-like object.
In Swedish, did you say?
Grav, yeah, Grav.
Yeah. Swedish for tombstone would be something like Grabston. With Grovston.
These people are crazy.
Raspberries.
Ah, happy music. It's been a while.
By the way, I was waiting for one of you to tell me to steal that scythe.
There you go, Doda.
You think you could have stolen it out of his hands?
Well, when he gave me the bow, I was going to yank it toward me and then slash my sword into him.
Try to get that surprise attack crit or something.
But I didn't know what it was, so...
Probably a good thing you didn't.
Right, how many of us are there in total? 7.
Correct.
What's the Japanese word for 7?
Shichi.
Oh, such a bad name.
Well, there are like 3 different words for each number, right?
There's an ass load of words for the number. Yeah, no.
Alright, we won't use Japanese. Can't use Italian because it's sete. What was the other one? Swedish.
We use Sulk. Sulk is the Klingon word for 7. S-O-C-H.
7 of 9. Hell, you might as well call yourself the 7 Deadly Sins. Fuck it.
I think I'd have a pin for Wrath.
I agreed.
Kind of a trope, so it'd be fine if you used that.
Yeah, but there's not enough for everyone to sort of fit in.
That's fine.
7 in Japanese is actually Nana.
It's one of the other words for 7. Shichi. But they don't like she, because it's also death.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they use she
Yep.
and yon for 4.
Let me ask a friend who lives in Japan.
Don't you dare bring Mott into this.
Oops.
Alright, current location is no longer underground. We are back in Shandora. The party lives.
So, if we don't get to it, I'm going to put in an objective just for next time.
While you're at the table, you guys can be having other conversations too.
You send enough? Nah. I like the way that sounds.
Because Tombstone's on its own, it's fine. It sort of fits the role of what we do. Because I don't think we've ever negotiated anything without us, like, stomping on them. Does anyone have like another idea for like some sort of premise, like something that shows how we're all like united under like some sort of idea? Because we all have different backgrounds and stuff, so we're not really unified by race or ideology.
I figured that Huckleberry thing, the slang there was actually pretty fitting since, like none of us have shit in common for the most part.
Here are some great guild names. Stealthed Suicide, The Horde, Ominous Latin name,
Nope.
Gnomish Love Machine, Fellowship of the Bling, Under Wrath, Gods,
Someone kick Darwin. Someone kick him.
Whack
Someone
the
kick him.
Gnome. Hey, I'm just reading what's on the
Get
page.
rid of him.
I don't think we can kick him from the channel.
No, you can. I can kick you.
Well,
What about Death Sight, or Art of Unsung Tide, Light Sujin,
Huckleberry Stones.
Deadly
Huckleberry.
Bloodlust. No, I'm just figuring I look up some names that other people think are nice, and then you can bounce a word off it or something. The Avalanche,
Huckleberry.
Lords of the Unholy Brothers. No, that doesn't look good.
Grad Legionnaires?
Say again?
Grad Legionnaires? I don't know.
The Waste Justice,
You could be the Huckleberry Brigade.
the Merciless Janitors.
See, we don't clean much. We do make messes though.
Yeah.
What about Huckleberry Company?
Okay.
I wish we could get a better word than company though.
It's sort of the only word with as in like a group that sort of works. Unless it was like band or like maybe
Oh,
you could
Band of
argue
Huckleberries?
body. Because then the rest are sort of like ooey words like society, an organization, faction. It's all gross.
We could be the Huckleberry Club.
Someone kick him for that too.
Huckleberries Without Borders.
Huckleberry Huddle. It's another great one.
Or we could say Huckleberry Chain.
Regiment is a large group of people or things.
Sort of
Huckleberry
symbolic.
Core?
Ooh.
We use Rabble as well.
Huckleberry Core kind of works. Anyone else opposed to Huckleberry Core? Because otherwise I'm for that.
Let's run with it. Let's piss them off.
Alright. Huckleberry Core!
As you shout out from your table as you discuss the name that you're going to be known as. The clerk.
Oh no.
Fernberg, why are you shouting?
Sorry, Tazir. It's almost as if the message you gave me within the cave, we still had this connection. And it's like you were speaking to me. I just felt that combination of words come to me. How do you all
Can
feel
you-
about Huckleberry Core? I take the silence as you don't like it.
I was trying not to laugh. Poor Gideon here. The huckleberries taste good.
Gideon. We're going to have to get you a very large book, Gideon. And
I don't think he'd
Every-
retain it.
You'd buy me a thesaurus and see me using it as a high chair for a bar stool.
I'd cast
Okay.
message on you and say, I don't think he can read.
I'm going to get a book, Gideon, or a jar, and we're going to put a label on it, Gideon, and it's going to be called When Gideon Shouldn't Have Said Anything Jar. And every time you say something that shouldn't have been said, you must put a gold piece into it, Gideon. Do you understand?
No.
One gold piece, please. I
No.
extend my hand out.
This is not happening.
Huckleberry Core. Yes?
Yes.
Yes?
I'm gonna walk up to the bench and register us as Huckleberry Core.
The clerk looks up from his paperwork that he's shuffling through with this stuff that you still gave him. Oh, you guys decided already then.
We did.
Well then, what's the name?
Huckleberry Core.
Alright. He jots it down on a piece of paper here, and he's kind of writing up a pledge for your company or group here. I'm currently actually writing it out as well. It's going to be a handout, but it's not finished yet. It will read, herein, following adventures are known as the Huckleberry Corps. Therefore, going forward, the company named previously will now be charged with future jobs that will grant them access to nearby housing unit and jobs more fitting to a company standard. The group,
Are you saying we're above the rest now?
yes. And
Can we go
Oh,
upstairs yet?
pretty much, yes. And here, let me save the changes. And you
Just like shout that across the room.
Alright, so you can see it in the handouts, right? What I would like everybody to do is the name that you're going to sign on the piece of paper. I need you to sign it in chat so I can write it down as you want it. In case there's deceptive people.
Okay, so serious question about the actual signing.
Mm-hmm.
Can I lay claim to the Minotaur title? I have gone by it for a while and won, prizes under it.
Sure. So everybody just type out the name that they want to be known as on this piece of paper.
For the Japanese question before, you can say Shichi or Nana. It's really okay to say either.
Alright.
Doubting me, I took 4 years of Japanese, you ass.
The dude lives in the country.
I was getting, Desir over there was doubting me.
I don't care who says what.
Too true. By the way, Starwind, is there anything on the board? Like new missions or anything?
We'll go over that later.
Okay.
I wanna as Funberg is doing that, I wanna cast detect magic again and just take a quick glance around the room.
Are you checking people who have magical items or what?
I'm just making a cursory glance and seeing all the magic that I could possibly see within 30 feet.
You could definitely pick up a lot of different enchantment items, like what nearby adventurers might be using, like maybe +1 weapons or an occasional wand or something that's hidden behind somebody's coat sleeve or something. Just random stuff you would expect from adventurers. Even some of your people are glowing. So I got Fernberg, I got Tazir. Everybody else, write out how you want your name. G mentally.
It's close enough to the truth.
Yeah, that'll work.
Because I still don't know if my name's, dangerous or not.
Yeah. Alright. And that's everybody that's here, right?
Yep.
Alright.
Does that mean we're the only ones that have claim to the bank statement? Because the other
Yes.
four aren't?
Well, this is going to give you
Oh, that's
all,
right.
like, your other members are going to be able to fill this out later, which, we'll say they were there to do this. But at the current moment,
Okay.
you guys are the ones who are going to be in charge of the money at this point, because you're all incorporated into this contract that I'm kind of decorating right now. So, herein the following adventures known as the Huckleberry Corps. Therefore, going forward, the company named previously will now be charged with future jobs that will grant them access to a nearby housing unit and jobs more fitting to the company's standard. The group members are as followed, and I typed out what you guys have here. If any of these, there's going to be a lot of boring, I'm just going to put juicy stuff, but there's a lot. I'm just going to note that a lot of boring.
I think you misspelled core.
Yeah, it's PS, not E.
Wait, what?
Core in the sense we're using it is CORPS.
Oh, corpse?
No, it's still
If
pronounced
it's
core.
still pronounced core, how do you expect me to know that?
Okay, I want you to look at
Those
like the Marine
context.
Corps. Like,
Okay, the corpse.
Marine Corps,
Gotcha. Like, I heard core, and I was thinking core.
it's still
Which
pronounced
would
core.
work.
It's
Yeah, okay. I fixed it. Chill. I still gotta save it. I'm just generalizing, which I will definitely add more onto this the next time we play, because this was something I haven't been able to get to yet, because we haven't got there till now, but now you should be able to see it. Check it, see if that's how you like it. Do I need to take the S off?
CORPS.
Is that right?
Kind of sad we're not called group members anymore.
Wait, is that what we were called before? Did
Just
someone
someone
name
put
us
an extra E by
Member?
mistake. No, someone just put an extra E in members by mistake, so it said members for a while until he changed it.
I got autocorrect. I fixed it. Leave me alone. Shit. And with that, we're gonna end it there because you decided to irk me to the point where I'm tired of writing anything for you guys. Jeez.
I mean, it's not a bad
Um,
stopping point and let everyone else
Well, yeah.
sort of catch up.
But yeah, is there anything else you guys want to go over before? I mean, we could still kind of finish up any unfinished business.
Oh, just if there's anything on the mission board that I can think about before the next session.
I'm gonna say there's probably stuff up there, yes, but I don't have it all mapped out yet. Like I wasn't
Okay,
sure
fair
you
enough.
guys were. Yeah, I wasn't sure you guys were gonna make it out, so I haven't thought about it too much. But I will definitely put thought into it next week.
Can I do a
Indeed.
quick run to the weaponsmith? Or no?
What's your intent?
To pay for a customized weapon that will be built.
Okay. Let's see if I have one.
It can wait till next time. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'll make a note. Like, put it on the notes so that we can do that. But yeah, is there anything else you guys need to do beforehand, or we?
No, I'm Gucci.
Yep. So for
I
next
think
week,
that's it.
next week we'll consolidate the map that was made for you guys with Alamar, hopefully. Along with that, we'll have everybody else enter in their names, and then we'll try to introduce like the housing ideal that I got going on, where you guys will actually be able to go to your housing, where the other group, they got kind of shifted away before they got to theirs. Let's see, what else? You guys will be probably able to take some time off if you want. Develop some downtime to do some stuff that some people might need in order to like event stuff. Like I know Alamar might want to put some things together, or maybe you guys have something that you want to do. So kind of keep that in mind. But I will definitely be planning more post-its for the boards if you wish to keep going in that direction. Nini is now back in town, so we can definitely see how that works its way out. And with that, we'll go ahead and call this a wrap. Next,
Wait, I forgot the most important question.
what's that?
Did we level up?
Did you get a long rest yet?
I
Can we go to
mean,
bed?
give us 5 seconds, we will.
No, not yet. But go ahead and consider a level up in the possibility as soon as we start next week. I want to make sure everybody's here whenever we do that. So,
Alright.
but yeah, definitely, we made it through that mess, so I would consider that marker closed finally. So we'll definitely do the leveling up next week. So join us again on Sunday at 12 p.m. Central, where we host the Time War Kingdom. Hopefully they'll get home. I believe they're on their way. Ooh, wait, no. We gotta see if we can bring Leo back to life.
Yep.
So somebody died last session.
Ate
And-
massive shit.
Yeah, which totally threw me in the couldn't believe it happened moment. But yep,
Not my enemy.
everybody's their own worst enemy. So yeah, join us Sunday, 12 p.m. Central for the revival of Leo or the death of Leo. Whichever happens, we'll find out. Luckily, he died with a bunch of clerics nearby. Then rejoin
No
us.
shit, right?
Yeah, and then rejoin us Wednesday night, same time as this one, at 7 p.m. Central, where we'll go through Tynac Kingdom and see how these guys measure up in their new location, Huckleberry Court. And with that, I don't think we have any viewers on tonight, but if you guys want to go ahead and say goodnight to Twitch,
Adios.
Johnny!
and thanks for watching, and if you're catching the archives, thanks again. With that, do you hear the calling?